What's going on, everybody? This is Jeamain Wicker with Small Business Stand Up, and as usual, we got some and some phenomenal entrepreneurs on the call with us today. Danielle, tell us a little bit about yourself, man. What do you do? Where you calling in from? All that good stuff.
All right, I'm Danielle MacArthur, owner of DCDR Solutions. I'm calling in from beautiful Birmingham, Alabama. I'm a small business entrepreneurship coach focusing on continuous improvement based techniques, teaching people how to solve the problems that they face as they're starting a business up.
Dope. All right. Go ahead, Miss Sheila. Tell us a little bit about you. Where you logging in from? All that good stuff.
Yeah, well, I'm Miss Shiela Little, and I am from Saginaw, Michigan. I have a background in clinical therapy, and right now I am the director and president of Shaping Solutions Leadership Training Development Institute, which is a nonprofit where we work with entrepreneur-minded women, and we actually just coach them. Well, we consult them on their problems, we coach them to get the mindset, and then we do some therapeutic techniques to help them heal any areas that could be stopping them from getting the life they desire and moreover deserve.
Dope. All right, Jay, it's on you. Tell us where you logging in from and what you do.
Yeah, I'm Johnny Leverage. I'm checking in from Dallas, Texas, originally from Dayton, Ohio. I am a wealth strategist and trust consultant. So basically, what I do is I help investors and business owners put themselves in a position to really enjoy their money and not have to keep trading their time and effort for it, making your money work for you. So,
Oh,
in a
but
nutshell.
what's crazy is but tomorrow, right? We're gonna be doing something on just what you're talking about, man. Putting stuff in trust, all that good stuff on the sports channel. So hope you're able to attend that, man.
I
All
mean,
right.
this what I do. So hope if y'all need some guidance or y'all need some game, let me know. This what I
Definitely.
do on a daily.
All right, cool. We got Jason Sims on the call with us. Where you calling in from, Jay? What you
What?
do?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Jason Sims, Dallas, Texas. New Way Investment Group, Venture Services Incorporated. Um, Basically, man, I mean, when it comes to real estate, that's what we do. Okay. We help out with business structures. And of course, with that, we also do some coaching and mentoring for new investors who's breaking into the business and helping them grow and succeed.
Wonderful, man. Wonderful. So as you guys see here, we got some seasoned entrepreneurs here on the call with us today, man. And it's funny that you say that, Jason. You talked about being a mentor, right? So that's a couple of things we're gonna talk about today, man. Um, I need somebody who's gonna be the dictionary today. Who's gonna get the dictionary out
You already know who got that assignment. Don't take Sheila's job from her.
today?
Yeah,
Let's pull up that definition of a mentor. What is a mentor, right?
mentor.
What is that? I know we hear a lot. What is the true definition of a mentor?
An experienced and trusted advisor.
All right. And experience. So why is it important that they have experience? Because you got some people out there, right, who say they're mentor, but they don't have no experience.
Yeah, experienced and trusted. Why
Oh
is it
yeah, that's a
important?
big word. Trusted.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I left that out.
I think that experience, I think you can speak from a deeper place. You know, when you have the experience, it's like a transitional knowledge where you actually can take your experience and speak to the emotions of a person or give examples for why to do something or why not, and then help that person along their journey. Like I understand. So I think it provides a lot of compassion and empathy too, in my opinion. I didn't understand that.
Um, I feel that I agree with that. And even just to add on to it, I don't think I'm gonna play devil's advocate today, just giving everybody a heads up. But none of us, no one can predict, the next moves. But it does help to have seen some things before. Um, if you've heard, machine learning, that's all it is, just taking experiences, data, things that have happened, and using that, to come up with a series of possible outcomes.
Yeah.
You know, nobody's ever going to get it right 100% of the time, but when you have the experiences, you've been able to draw upon something that's happened before, look for correlating factors and what's going on presently, and then hopefully be able to navigate your way to your desired result. So the experience is a huge, and now it's not always the end all be all, but it's a huge thing as far as mentorship that goes, at least, because you don't want to get sold some wolf tickets.
Uh-oh.
There's a lot of people out there doing it too, man.
There's a whole lot of people out here selling these wolf tickets, man.
Yeah. What do you think, Ms. Danielle?
I think when you're using the term experience, to me, the first image that came to my mind is the difference between somebody that's watched a movie and somebody that's made a movie. You know, there's obviously, when you do things, you gain the experience and the insight into the back workings, the intricacies, the emotions associated with doing that thing. So it's a multi-layered concept when you say an experienced person. And I make sure we don't want to forget trusted, because if they don't have the experience that you trust, you're not going to respect them or want to listen to them. Or if you don't trust them as an individual, like we're not shopping at, you know, the local jails on mentors, like, but there may be some good ones in there, but you might have to, you know, interview them. But there's a reason, like, we want people that got good, trusted experience. But you learn a lot from them too. What not to do.
That's true.
I think experience in a vast amount of ways, like experience with communicating, experience with being patient with you, experience with some, you know, soft skills, because I think sometimes we can get mentors who may be experienced in the craft, but they don't know how to articulate, you know, what you need to do, or they may not, you know, be able to communicate to you in a way where you get it, because they're talking too much in the actual language of it. So, you know, not just experiencing that thing that you want, but experiencing how they convey that information, you know, to you, so you can be able to be fed by them. There was research done on tennis players. So they did a set of coaches who played tennis before and a set of coaches who never played tennis. They coached a different sport. And you would have thought that the tennis players who actually had been, you know, had the coaches who played tennis prior to that would have been more effective, but they wasn't. It was actually the coaches who had never played tennis before, but they had experience in coaching, that actually excelled those tennis players. And a big part of it was because they focused on the fundamentals, right? They were detached from the actual game of tennis, but they knew how to coach. And so they focused on the fundamental skills that was required to be good tennis players. So sometimes a person that's experienced in the specific field can be too engaged in it. So you just want them to have experience in, you know, in a general sense, you know, in how to convey the information or what it is. But sometimes if they actually have done it before, it can be a blocker, because if they don't know how to communicate and be objective in their communication, they could probably lead you astray, right? Because they are personally involved emotionally.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
It's like your daddy that used to play basketball, and now he wants you to shoot the ball like he shot the ball. You know,
versus somebody that's just trying to get you, like, no, just get in there, try different things. That's a good example, Sheila.
Yes.
Wow. I mean, wow, that's a whole, I never really thought about it like that though. I mean, I guess I can say when I was coming up, you know, going to school or whatever the case is, you know, you have teachers, you know, they things to kind of teach you how to, you know, be well, let's say as far as an investor or whatever the case is, right? So I go to class, maybe this guy supposed to be, you know, he's supposed to be an investor, he's just teaching, right? Maybe he haven't invested anything. In my mind, I'm thinking, why would I listen to this person? I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to be an investor. He don't even do this. Why would I listen to this person who have never done it before, right? But the way you kind of broke that down, it kind of makes sense. because I think fundamentals beat talent when talent don't work hard. You know what I'm saying? So you put it down, you get the fundamentals, you'll win probably majority of the games. You'll win majority of the time. If you go ahead and do the things you need to do, even though somebody may be flashy or whatever the case is, they know how to do the ball this way or that way. If you just stick to the fundamentals, 9 times out of 10, you're going to come out victorious.
That was and I do full disclosure. That was part of my kind of hesitancy going into business coaching, because it's like, well, who's gonna listen? Like, I felt like, oh, I haven't started 20 businesses. Somebody's only gonna listen to somebody that has a bunch of businesses. But it's again, it's these core concepts where it's like, okay, yeah, I may not have started a business, but I have a skill set and a knowledge base that I can bring and provide to you. And I think that's relatable to mentors as well, where it's like they may not be in your field, but they have enough experience and perspective to chime in and coach you, because it all comes down to fundamental root cause solving problems and breaking things down, analyzing how you think about things and whatever. And it's like, yes, I may not be able to tell you how to sell a house the fastest, but like you said, if I double check and make sure, all right, have you done all the fundamentals? Have you done all the basics? I think that's it. So it doesn't, for me, a mentor doesn't always have to be in your field or what you do, because their experience, like whether you're looking for somebody that has the experience in your field or if they're just experienced in general, like I like people who have a lot of life experience and can tell you about all the different interactions with people, so you can learn how people act and things of that nature, how they react, how they think. So I think that's a little outside of the box way to think about a mentor too. Because I think sometimes people focus, I got to get one in my business, which yeah, that's good. But also think about ones that cover like your personal life side. You know, the experience, they have life experience. That's why we like sitting talking to grandma and grandpa, because they have life experience.
Yeah, I think an effective mentor, I'm just reading this, it say it can hold up a mirror for us, right? So an effective mentor is a person that is detached and disinterested in your outcome. They're just holding a reflection, or they're just being a mirror for you in the things that you're doing. And I think that, you know, when we start talking to people and they like, yeah, but I, you know, when I was younger and I used to do this, and when I was, you know, sometimes it can disrupt what we need to hear. And just having a person that could be objective enough to hold a mirror up to you so you can see yourself fully and clearly, so that eventually, and as a coach, we just believe that you already have the answers, right?
Yeah.
We're just here to in some way try to get you to see that you already know what it is you want. You already know what it is you need. You just need somebody to come in and help you to shape that, which is why we're shaping solutions.
I think that it goes into, you know, the big thing for me when I look at somebody else's experience, right? Whether intelligence is learning from your own mistakes, wisdom is learning from others. So in my field, right, I started off, well, I didn't start off in insurance, but I did a lot of work just in life insurance. So when it comes down to like underwriting, right, most agents don't really know the intricacies of what, because a carrier's underwriting department, they operate on their own. They have so many different ins and outs. But for me getting into the business, I can say the few people that I did have that took the time out would tell me, okay, well, hey, if you're dealing with these people, you know, yeah, you want to help this client out. This, I'll tell you, I've already dealt with that company before. If you want to go, this is the person you need to contact in their underwriting department. This is something that I've seen from my own personal experience. So that way I look better when I'm talking to my client and I'm like, hey, look, we don't even want to deal with them. I know that you may, your great grandma, whoever dealt with this company, but just based on your situation, we're able to already lean on some experience and get a, you know, an idea of, okay, this may not work. This may work. And I think a big thing when we talk about like what gets mentioned as far as coaching and mentorship, it's hard to quantify results when it boils down to like, you know, real, like the coaching aspect of things, because somebody's like, all right, well, I want to see an immediate uptake in my increase in my sales. You know, some things that aren't necessarily realistic, but being able to, as you all had already pointed out, communicate the nuances of, all right, yeah, this or you're in this type of situation, somebody has to have been able to see something similar to what you're dealing with, and then be able to articulate, okay, when I was in that position, right? And a lot of times we overlook that, but just realize, like, okay, what did you do when you were in my position? What did it look like? How is it similar? Because that's where you're going to really find the answers to gain the confidence to make your move, because nobody's going to give you the magical answer. It's just you're getting confidence from this person. As Sheila said, you're getting a mirror and you're being able to see, okay, all right, well, I'm not the first person who's ever done this. This isn't the first time this situation has happened before. And I think that's the root of like just the experience factor is like, all right, I'm not the only one that's ever had to deal with this. So the fact that I get to talk to this person who dealt with something so similar is the most impactful part of just having a mentor, and really the most important, because I mean, we always, like Danielle said, it's problems. That's all we end up with. You know, we're not really business owners per se. We're just problem solvers. So, you know, being able to have somebody who can give you, you know, any video game or whatever game, they get that little question mark up in the corner is, you need a hand?
Sorry,
you know, it's tutorials, it's guides on almost everything. So, you know, when you can get that in a human form, based off of dealing with other humans and the things that they've seen, you at least get some type of idea. You know, the weatherman ain't right half the time, especially Jason. Y'all live in Dallas or in Texas, so y'all know the weatherman ain't always right, but we still listen to him every day.
Yeah, that's true. Wake up looking for him too in the morning. So you're right. You're absolutely right. So how important is ethics for your mentor, right? How important is it for them to have ethics?
That's the number one thing. And that's the reason why I was sitting back and I wanted to listen to what everybody actually had to say in reference to that. We're focusing on that second half, that trusted advisor part. So when you say ethics, that's where I was leaning towards, because typically, and to piggyback on what was said, we always look for the experience. We want to find the person that can give us the experience that we think that we need in our lives or in our business to make it work. But we've got to have that trusted advisor. That's where the ethics come in, right? Let's interview this mentor and find out what they've done before and how they were trusted or someone entrusted things with them. Because a mentor is a person, no matter if I'm talking about real estate or if I'm talking about business, or if I might be talking about my personal life because that's affecting my business or my real estate, I may need to talk to that individual, that mentor, okay, and trust them with the information I'm instilling in them to help me come out of that hole that I've been digging in my personal life to affect my business. Okay, because we can start a business. Doesn't mean that it's ethical that we started the business and how we ran the business, right? So we want to look at that too, because I started a business doesn't mean that I'm not ripping everybody off. Okay, and if you're not careful, your so-called trusted advisor could be ripping you off too, because you're telling them all the information that they need to know. So I
want to piggyback off of that because that's deep, because it usually starts because the mentor starts to trust you with information, because that's how it happened with me, where they start to establish themselves as, okay, I'm going to give you some behind the curtain secrets. Let me see what you do with it. Let me see how you flip it. And it's kind of like, it's almost like a dance or a court. You hate to say it, it's kind of like a courtship where it's like, okay, here's what I'm doing for you. What can you do for me? Or at least that's how I've seen some of them. But I love that whole trust part is not only you trusting them, they also trust you, because in really deep mentorships, there's a lot of information, and even in the sense that Sheila said, where it's like, it's not somebody you talk, you know, you don't talk on the phone with them every day. You ain't going to picnics and stuff like that, depending on the relationship you have with that person. But when that time comes, they trust you with information. You trust them with information. I like how you kick that one off, Jason.
And I think to Jason's point, it's an influence, right? So if this person isn't a trusted advisor and, you know, isn't held by a certain standard personally, like with integrity and ethics, then because they have an influence over you. And this is when we start talking about dynamics, right? Like what they tell you, you're going to trust because of their level of influence that they have in your life. So if they say, oh, don't worry about checking that box, just, slide that under the, what you call them, right? You're going to do it and not think twice about it because you're trusting what they're telling you to do, but you are responsible for your actions. And so I think that, understanding that a mentorship, like Jason said, you have these parallels of business, personal, and all of that, and that can cause a level of influence that they have in your life. They have this word that they're speaking to you, and you're hearing them defenseless. I want to say defenseless, but you're hearing them and you're trusting what they say. And so I think it's definitely important that there's a level of integrity and ethics that's in place with that individual, because it's just like any relationship, that we get, friendships or whatever, those are very influential. With a mentor, I think there's very vulnerable space that we get in. And as that level of vulnerability, we can be influenced to do some things that we wouldn't probably do if you didn't tell me to.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess the question will be, okay, where do we find a mentor?
Now I think that this is different. I think that
That's rough.
I'm about to say they're not at Walmart. First of all, they might be, but the courtship might take long.
It costs you a lot of money. Who you trust? You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna. Can I jump out and say something?
Go.
So one of the things for me is that, like, I'm an extremely skeptical person. Usually, if somebody gets paid for whatever this is, I'm scrutinizing every aspect of it. I don't look at I look at the doctor the same way I look at the mechanic. You know what I'm saying? If you get paid off a malfunction or something in my life, I'm gonna scrutinize. And most of the mentors for me have been people who actually do these things, right? People who, my insurance wise, I'm gonna drop my people at Thrive Wealth Solutions, Brandon Clark, Rich Dotson. Shout out to those guys. These are people who they really do what they're preaching. So most of their success comes in being able to replicate their success in others. Their business model isn't based on, okay, Jonathan's coming to me and you about to come break this bread or whatever. No, we've already done all of this. Here, let me show you. And if you follow the steps, then you'll be enriched and your career will progress as well. So that's like really one of I'm still touching back on experience, but even how it ties into that trusted advisor part. We trust more somebody's reputation. If you're a smart business owner, you're going to trust more of their reputation a lot of times than just how they make you feel. Because your feelings can sometimes mislead you versus, you having an agreement with somebody that's legally enforceable in court. This guy doesn't have to make you necessarily feel some type of way, but if you have a trusted success, an attorney is a good example. There are a lot of people who feel whatever way they feel about attorneys, but you get you a case and you need the best, whoever it is, whether it's Jim Adler or whoever, the Texas Hammer, whoever it is you need, you're going to go
in Alabama.
You're going to go with who delivers that success. And if you pay attention, most of those guys, because you're going to them for counsel, most of them, they lead with, we don't pay a thing unless we win. You don't pay a thing unless we win. So unless I deliver, unless I show you the value in this, we're not really expecting anything from you. So
I think he's starting to break up. I think that's a good lead in, because I was going to say they usually find you.
Yeah.
And you have to be receptive to when somebody, because it's that courtship. It'll start small where they may tell you something. Somebody, you enter into a circle, whether it's at your job or, you started business, you started doing networking, and that one person is like, hey man, let me tell you something. And it starts off that way. And then it's all about whether you're receptive to it or not. Because they may not be looking, they see you, the energy matches, or they, you might remind them of themselves or whatever, and they just want to start small, where it's like, hey, let me put you on a game, or hey, let's go out to eat, talk business. It starts small. So I think you don't really find one, they find you, but you have to be receptive to when people are trying to help you. I think we've talked about this, because usually if people don't like you, they won't talk to you. They won't help you. So even if, because a lot of them, they'll come from people who, I don't think he like me, but he keep talking to me. That means he's trying to help you. Like, you have to be receptive to the information that is being sent your way.
And I agree with you, Danielle, but my journey with mentorship was different. Just coming from the neighborhood that I came from and the background, we didn't have a lot of people that was doing things. So that was what I was going to say when that question first came up. It is truly something that you have to seek, right? It's like you have to go out and find a person that you feel like, if it's for your personal life. So just say if I wanted to saw a relationship and I'm like, she a good wife, I want her to, I'm a good under her tutelage. So let me go ask her, will she mentor me, so that I can kind of shadow or see some of the things she's doing as being a wife. Or, it was my first mentor with Stacey Irwin Oaks, and she just used to come into the salon and she would just always polish. She ended up being our state representative, the 95th district state representative a couple of years ago. But, when I was working in the salon, I saw her and I just liked how she carried herself. And at the time it was like, I want what she has. And so I approached her like, can you be my mentor? Right. And so, and she was like the line, like she wouldn't teach me things, but she would guide me in a direction where I had to learn and cultivate that stuff by myself. And so I feel like this first stage of mentorship is you going out scouting people that look like you want to look or behave in a manner that you want to behave. And then you're asking them like, can you come into my life to help me as a mentor or whatever. And then from that relationship, you start to kind of see, because they're putting this mirror up for you. So then you go out and you probably get the therapist, or you get the coach, or you get these other trainers, or you go to school. But that mentor is just kind of like the facilitator for you, that's kind of providing you with direction and clarity about which way you should go. But they're not there to teach you or do those other things. They're just there to kind of facilitate this conversation for you of what your needs are. So in my opinion, I think that you would have to go out and find you.
That's the difference between a coach and a mentor, what you just explained, Sheila. But also at the same time, I mean, I don't recruit. Me and Jay have talked about this before. I don't recruit, and I do what I do as far as coaching and mentoring on a contingency basis. And so we split deals based on what we do when we follow the blueprint. But as far as finding a mentor, I mean, one of the things, you got to put yourself in a position to allow certain things to happen.
Yes.
Right. If you are going to the same location and that's not where you're looking to be, then you're never going to find the person who you need to be hooked up with ever. So this is my coach. This is coaching I'm talking right now, right? You need to put yourself in that position to allow those things to happen, which meaning that you got to break out of the barrier that you're currently in and focus where you need to be focused. So I won't charge for that.
Free game, free 99, free 99.
Yeah,
Just
I
one time.
won't
I like that you said that, Jason, because it is stepping out your comfort zone, going up to a person. I mean, you got to get this person accolades like, hey, I really like what you're doing. Can you mentor me? Right? That's a ask. That's right. A very vulnerable position, but you got to want that thing bad enough that, they may say no, but you know what? I got this other colleague of mine who's open to it or whatever. But you got to be open to put yourself in situations and circumstances that may make you feel uncomfortable to get that thing that you want.
Which is business. That's entrepreneurship.
Rejection, yes.
Right. So you've got to step out of that comfort zone and defeat the fear, and walk up to that person and introduce yourself and ask.
And I want to add on to that, provide value. I just want to add on to that, provide value. And so many times when people in this world, people are always asking for something, asking. So the minute that you provide value first and you show that you're a valuable person, you know, you get more flies with honey than you do with vinegar. So bees, whichever it is. But whichever one of them it is, I don't know.
That's true. That's true. But I go after the opposite. I go after the opposite because if I can see that I think that you want to say something, then I might say something to you first. And the reason being is because I see that you want it. I see that you want it, but now I know that you need a mentor to even help you find what you want.
Let's do this, guys. Let's put a pause on it real quick. Let me introduce the chef to you guys, man. Chef Eazy. What's up, man?
Oh shit! Has my mic been on this whole time?
No,
that's not. You good?
Oh, okay. I was like,
what are you doing?
But good evening, everybody. My name is Joshua Mitchell, but you know, my chef name is the Eazy Chef or Chef Eazy. You know, like Eazy, like that's my nickname or whatever. So you know, Chef Eazy. I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana, but I was raised in Dallas, Texas. So I went to high school in Dallas. Went to DeSoto High School.
Them Eagles.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So you know about the Eagles? Okay, yeah. DeSoto High School, you feel me? Graduated from DeSoto, went to Howard University, got a degree in mechanical engineering at Howard. Graduated from Howard in 2017 and started working as a consultant for a firm called Deloitte Consulting. So I was there for about four to 5 years. Around the fourth or fifth year, some things started going on in my life and everything like that. And so, ultimately I ended up quitting the job to, pursue my passions and all that stuff full time. So at that time, about a year ago, when I did quit that job, I didn't necessarily think that cooking, I guess, would be my primary passion because, I have a lot of passions or a lot of things that I feel strongly for. And so, I went down the wrong track for a minute. And so, I went through some things for about a year and a half. And then after that year and a half, I started to slowly get up out of the situation that I was in. And that's when I kind of got reaffirmed that I guess my calling is to, for now at least, be a chef, be in the culinary world, be a voice, a different voice in the culinary world. Because I know that, most Instagram chefs, celebrity chefs, or even like just regular, the people that that cook good. I mean, I feel like a lot of people can cook, right? A lot of people can imitate other, viral dishes or meals, and they can, put something together based upon like a recipe. But, I feel like one thing that's been really missing from a lot of what I've been seeing is like the soul in it, right? Like I feel like people not really putting their soul in their food. Like, so every time I cook, I'm very like, precarious when I cook. Like I really don't use like, measurements and stuff like that, but I can feel everything, right? So I know when I put X, Y, Z together, it's gonna taste like this, you know what I'm saying? I know when I put these two, ingredients together, like, it kind of make a flavor profile, act like that. Like, I kind of just imagine it, right? So I picture it in my head, and then I'm like, all right, that's something that sounds good. Let me try to recreate that. And so, I put my heart, my soul, my pain, you know what I'm saying? So like all the stuff that I've been through in my life, all the loss and things like that, everything that kind of makes me who I am today, who formed this person that you see today. I kind of put all that stuff into every meal that I cook, no matter how many people I'm cooking for, everything that I play, everything that comes from me would be like 100% from me, right? Like so that I feel like that's what I am here to offer the culinary world, today's viral social media chef cooking world. Like I ain't just gonna give y'all nothing that's just gonna be like, oh, look real good. Okay, oh my gosh, it's like a lot of food and stuff like that. But like it's gonna actually be something that you can cook, something that's different, something that you probably ain't seen before, put together that way. So at least I do my best to do that. I mean, it's a lot of people out there who do great work. So, somebody probably has, but I do my best to try to be as authentic and original as I can. Right. So
no. So you say you're originally from Louisiana. I know, you guys cook from the soul over there, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think you come out the womb cooking over in Louisiana, man.
Yeah, man.
What part of Louisiana?
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Okay. He's super official. I love the testimony, man. That was beautiful.
Yeah, that was
people
dope.
need to hear that. You don't always land at your destiny on the first try.
Yeah, nah, for sure. Yeah, it was hard. Like I mean, that what I went through for that year and a half after I tried to, do everything on my own. Like this whole, like I'm meant for something greater. Let me just step out on faith situation. Like it definitely didn't go as planned at all. Like
It never does.
Yeah, I was hurting for a long time, man. Like I was gone. I was incognito. Like ain't nobody heard nothing from me. Like I wasn't really talking to nobody. Like I wasn't on social media at all. Like I was going through a lot of stuff, man. So like I mean, to be able to come out that, I mean, that's the second part of the testimony, right? To be able to even come out of that situation, because I felt like I wouldn't even come out of it for a long time, right? So for over a year and a half, right? So like to even come out of the situation I was in and to be able to do something like this, with people like y'all, I mean, it's definitely a blessing for sure. So definitely.
Yeah. Bro, you got to pull the arrow back before it can fly.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. So what you preparing for? I guess I can't say for us because we can't taste it.
Yeah.
What you preparing for us, man?
I guess you gonna prepare for yourself.
805. He local, Jay.
Yeah,
where you at?
What you cooking for us? I'm sorry.
So today, what I'll be cooking is my spin. So it's called Eazy's Mardi Gras pasta. So it's my spin on, a traditional Mardi Gras pasta, or rasta pasta, or however you want to call it. So it's just it has a couple of different proteins in it and some vegetables and things like that. So we got the pasta, and we got some honey fried catfish, which is pretty much your standard, deep fried catfish. But after you deep fry, you kind of toss it in like this honey butter glaze. And then sprinkle a little bit more seasoning on top.
Nice.
And also,
wow.
Go upstairs and eat ramen noodles, Jay. Say what you
and the last thing would just be some garlic parmesan, French bread. So just taking some French baguettes, slicing them up and just putting some garlic parmesan on them and throwing them in the oven, right? Let them get crisp a little bit. So, that's, I feel like it's something that's, it's expressive of how I like to cook. It's simple. So, I mean, if you got the ingredients, you can make it even without all the ingredients. It tastes good. You feel me? And it's straightforward. Like it ain't nothing too complicated at all. Like I mean, if you know how to boil water, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? You know how.
Some people don't know how to boil water.
Yeah.
Some people don't. They gotta.
Burn water.
I mean, I would just go to YouTube. I would Google, how do I boil water appropriately?
They'll still mess it up.
Yeah, I would suggest to those people.
The face you gotta give, bro. You gotta give.
Yeah.
So listen, we're gonna pop back in and out with you, man, and see how everything is going. Okay. I don't know if you can hear the conversation. If you want to chime in the conversation, that's cool too. Okay. And I really appreciate you coming on, man.
All right, no, of course. All right,
we'll be watching you, seeing you do your thing.
Yeah. I mean, is this a good angle? I mean, do I need to change?
Yeah, like,
it look good, man.
Look good right there.
I'm waiting for this honey glazed catfish.
Hey, what part of the DFW you at, man?
What part you at, bro?
Huh?
What part of DFW you in?
In Grand Prairie.
Man, I may have to slide up 20 and
not far from 6
plate off you, man.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, definitely. Go ahead and chime in if you have any questions or if you got a comment for us. Go ahead and jump right in. We're gonna definitely pay attention to you for sure.
All right. All
right, guys. So I know I hurt y'all with that one. We're gonna keep rolling though. So this is what this says: that 90% of people who were mentors when they were young, or mentored when they was young, right, grew to be mentors themselves. Would you guys agree with that?
Yeah,
I would definitely agree.
Yeah.
Why do you think that's the case?
Because they understand the importance of it and the impact, and that it's a space in and of itself that personally I don't think enough people talk about the importance of it. And it's kind of like it's almost like a business secret where it's like once you find it, it's like, oh, I need to share this with somebody. Like why is this the only person that knows it? It's like, so like for me, it's like you had those people that were reaching out to you and maybe you didn't realize they were mentors. And, looking back, like, oh, those were my original mentors. And this is why I want to help people. And, because I know I've heard Johnny talk about it, where it's like you just want to help somebody. But then becoming a mentor is something a little bit more formal and whatnot. And so it eventually leads to that.
Who was it that said earlier that it was a big point was finding somebody who you see your future self in? I
Sheila.
think that was probably the biggest thing because, you know, not to just be goal based or goal oriented, but we all have an outcome, a desired outcome that we want. And the person that you choose to listen to, that you choose to, you know, trust and be vulnerable, as in let them have influence over the thoughts over the next few decisions you make, needs to be somebody that in some way, shape, form, or fashion, like even if it's for me, I really try to find mentors as far as fatherhood goes. You know, men that I've seen that may have dealt with certain similar situations that I've dealt with. Like, brother, how did you deal with this? You know, you dealt with this angry woman, man. How did you calm the dragon? How did you calm the tiger down and get out that situation unscathed? Like you, man, look, I ain't going in depth on that one, but you know what I mean. You got to find people who have like weathered that storm, and you know that's such a big thing. It's like, are you the embodiment of you know somebody that I really think that I should emulate? Like I should copy. And I think the people who do that, you know, and have had that done with them, they understand the value of it. It's like that old Chinese kung fu master, and you know, before he dies, he's looking for somebody to pass on the art form to.
Right.
Human flesh is you know temporary, but these ideas, if preserved and passed on, are infinite. They're forever.
Yeah. But just like let's say we're talking about, so well, I'm getting ready to when starting this Thursday, relaunch my mentorship for business and real estate, but not just those, but also personal too, right? I want to try to help them throughout the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Because I know some people that just focus on the professional. I mean, that's cool. But if you can help me too on some other areas as well, especially if you're an older person, you've been through it, kind of like what brother was talking about, it would definitely be beneficial. So my thing is now when I come in, I'm not gonna be easy with it this time. Like the last time I was doing it, I was kind of tiptoeing around it, but now this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And they gotta roll with it or get from up under it, man. That's kind of how it is, right? So I'm not gonna tell you nothing wrong, but this is what it is, man. Here's the whole picture. Now, what you gonna do with it?
And I think that to answer your question about, why is it that 90% of the people that we go back and mentor, because I really do think that you understand as the individual, if this person hadn't come into my life, right, and shift my thinking, I probably wouldn't be where I'm at. So it's just this need to kind of pay it forward, And I like how he said, like the Kung Fu effect, because I do think a mentor is like the Mr. Miyagi, right? Like the wax on, wax off, and they're talking to you in this very different language, but they're giving you these skills that you can use in the future. But having had mentors throughout my life, I feel like I would do a disservice to the 750 billion cells in my body if I didn't, return that favor to somebody that was in the place that I was in at one point.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Here's another one, man. So Isaac Newton. Everybody know who that is, right? Mathematician, physicist, influential in science. He said, you have been able to see further is because you've been standing on someone's shoulders, basically, right? What do you think about that statement?
I think it's true. Whether it's somebody's failures or successes, you've been able to learn from somebody else's act. And he's a scientist, so this is all about hypothesis, and a lot of what their understandings will be found on. Okay, somebody said this, and they decided this was true, but we found that really wasn't the case after further examination. So yeah, life is just a series of building blocks. We're not starting nothing new. History just repeats itself. It's whether you choose to pay attention to it.
And here's a myth, though, man. You may think a person who is very successful don't have a mentor. A lot of them still have mentors, right? It ain't just for the person who's just starting out. It's for experienced people too. There's always stuff to learn. There's always new things that you're gonna be learning. So a lot of them have
I mean, I was just about to say that, Jay, because it's a ladder effect. Because when you're smaller, you may be on a small giant shoulder, but as you grow, that giant gets bigger, and you may need a bigger giant that doesn't discredit the mentors that you've had before. But you may have a mentor that they hit a level and now you're going above that level. Okay, now that doesn't mean you need to necessarily ditch it, but now exactly what you said, Jay. Okay, now I got to refocus and I need to recalibrate, and maybe I need to get a mentor for the next level so I can see. I need to find a bigger giant so I can see a little bit further. So I think that was deep for you to say that, Jay. Like, people need to hear that. Like, it doesn't matter how long you've been doing it. You can always get a mentor. It doesn't matter how much money you make. I'm sure the billionaires in the world have mentors. So it happens at every level.
And it's okay to outgrow your mentor.
Yes.
That was one thing I had to learn, that my needs when I first got a mentor, my needs now are different, and I'm gonna go get a new mentor for my current needs, because this mentor has brought me as far as they can take me. And giving up that mentorship relationship was difficult, I think, on both sides, but I had to give myself permission to, like, okay, this isn't working anymore, not because of a bad thing, but you've really done what you needed to do in my life, and I thank you. And now I need to move forward. If it's because of my profession, because of my career, because of where I'm at in my personal life, And so I totally agree that, you definitely can outgrow your mentorships, but you always need a mentor that has a line of sight that's greater than yours.
So one of the things that you about to say something, Jay?
Yeah,
I'm
I just
sorry.
want to throw that out there real quick because it popped up in my head when Shiela was talking. As a mentor too, and this is for mentors and people that are listening, and we also have to be able to say when we can't help a person as well, and refer them to the right people, because we're doing them a disjustice if we don't tell them that this is where you want to be. I can't get you there, but let me guide you in a direction to someone who can. And so, we have to be humble in that regard as well.
Yes.
Right. Now, this is one of the things, right, that basically a mentor do not want to have on a team, or they don't want to mentor a person like this. And let's pull out the definition of this too, if you could pull this up. Procrastination. That's the worst thing a mentor can have, man. When you talk to a person, you got to ask for that question, and they ain't moving.
So this is what my dissertation is about, right? Procrastination, the action or delaying or postponing of the action of delaying or postponing something. And in my I'm studying, people see procrastination as a time management issue, and in my dissertation I study it as an emotional issue, and I think that people get stuck emotionally, and so they tend to procrastinate, so.
Why is that? Why is this such a big deal, man? Why are people procrastinate though?
The fear of failure.
Yes. Thank you, Jay.
I have a different perspective. I literally just had this conversation, so for me, I used to always deem myself as a successful procrastinator when I was in high school and college. I could wait to the last minute, and it was, for my personal perspective, to add a different spin on it, I know I can do it and I don't need the full time. Now, this is a very toxic and self-sabotaging practice, but it takes some skill to do procrastination well. And of course, there are drawbacks, but I didn't want to do it. It was, I know I can do that in an hour, so I'm going to put that off. Oh, I know that'll only take me a couple of things, so I don't need to start that right now because I know it will only take this long. That is the only amount of time that I need. And unfortunately, that may come down to literally the last hour or the day before. So it's a tricky thing. But I watched this video and I cannot remember how to accurately describe it. But it was also just it's so much emotions and there's so much that goes into procrastination, but sometimes it comes down to it's usually something you don't want to do. And you have to listen to why don't you want to do this? And you have to really dig deep because, you know, in school, we're forced to do stuff. And so it's a lot of stuff that we don't want to do, but there's a schedule. We have to do it. That's why we procrastinate, because I really don't want to do this. And so I'm just going to wait to the last minute because I want to fill my day with things that I want to do, because procrastination usually creeps in when you truly just don't want to do it at all, but you know you have to.
Procrastination is also a self-fulfilling prophecy. So Danielle, I'm glad you said that. Like, I'm gonna wait to the last minute to do this, and I got an hour to do it, and I got to turn this in by 12 o'clock. And then you get into it and you turn it in, but then now you still don't feel fulfilled because you're like, man, if I would have did that earlier, I would have did so much better. Like, I could have put this graph up, because now your creative juices is going. So even when you turn it in, you don't feel fulfilled that you completed the task, because now the negative impact on you is I could have did so much better if I would have taken the time out to make sure that I completed it well. And so a lot of times the story underneath the reason why a person is procrastinating has to do with like self-worth and really how we see ourselves fully in this whole capacity or this whole ability of performing, right? Can I perform as well as I think I can? And it's just so interesting because, like I said, a lot of people like smart goals and, you know, timing, but it's really just this story that's going on in a person's mind about how well they can perform or not perform, which is, you know, Jason said, you know, the fear of failing, but also the fear of success, right?
Yes.
Because if I do this and I do very well at it, what responsibility is going to come with that? Or if I do this and I fail at it, you know, what rejection is going to come with penalty? That? All of those things are emotional trigger things. So, you know, that is what my workshop is on: procrastination, stop it now, right? Because we need to learn how to stop procrastinating. And a big part of it is the stories that we tell ourselves.
I'll say a book that helped me out is called Habits of a Happy Brain. And it really focuses more on the chemical levels, the dopamine, the serotonin, the endorphins, and the relationship to like our like survival in our genes. Of course, our survival instincts aren't the same as, you know, 100, 200, 1,000 years ago, because the evolution of technology. Now we have social cues that we have that are that we build up these self-defense mechanisms to deal with. And I think a lot of it has to deal with, to what Danielle said, I know this is the amount of time that I need, but then also, like, I know for me, when I read that book, it helped me realize, like, hold on, I'm literally just kind of hacking my body and putting myself in a position under pressure, where I'm under pressure. And I know that that's how I'm going to perform. And I perform well because I was the kind of person who never did homework, didn't study, but could get an A on a test.
That's me.
And that was just how I operated. But then when I read the book, I realized, like, hold on, I was literally just kind of hacking my own, you know, internal chemicals, like how, just like delayed gratification. The longer you hold off, the more of a, I guess, a dopamine rush it is, and how you dilute those chemicals when we stay on social media or, you know, drink or do whatever, you know, have a lot of these triggering things that you know, trigger dopamine in our system.
That's deep, because for me, that it's, now that you say it, that's what it is. It's almost like an adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
When I can do it in the last hour. It's almost like that person that likes jumping off of ramps or doing stunts. It provides almost like a dose of, yeah, I did that in an hour. Like,
it's like that story of the mom who looked at
from the other side of, you know, a serial procrastinator. There's a chemical influence into that. Yeah, that's deep.
But I think the one thing he said too that stuck out was the self, like how that was affecting him chemically, right? And so that's a part of the your hurting yourself, right?
Because
Because
it's like a high. You get hooked on that high.
Yeah, so it's just an interesting dynamic. But I know why Jay brought it up, because people just procrastinate, with things that is unfamiliar, and we just need to learn how to make the unfamiliar familiar.
Yeah. I remember we was talking when we first started doing this. I know you were saying you can teach a person not to be a procrastinator. I think you said that or something like that, right? No?
For me? Yeah, first we build our habits, and our habits make us. So you have to build habits that are conducive to you taking action. And once you build those habits long enough, you will then start to act, because now it's just a part of your brain. And I think it's important for our audience to know that we take information in with one side of our brain, but we actually execute that information with another part of our brain. So we can understand why we need to lose weight. We can understand why we need to communicate effectively. We can understand a lot of stuff, but that information has to transfer over to the other side of your brain and now be executed. And that side of your brain is not as strong in the implementation and execution of things. And it has to go through an emotional journey. It has to go through trauma. It has to go through that information has to go through so many tunnels. And so it can cause us to procrastinate, because we get stuck in our head, or we're rushing for the adrenaline rush, or whatever that like Danielle said, oh, I can do this, in an hour. I'm finna challenge myself to do this in an hour. And it's all a form of self-sabotage.
Wow.
Amen.
Wow. Man, procrastination.
I don't like it though.
That's what I'm saying. And that's how it's like getting drunk and feeling good, but then the next day you got a hangover, right? Like, even though you got this done in an hour, you still don't feel fulfilled, and waiting, even though you got this adrenaline rush, you still not fulfilled with the end product. Maybe you feel like you do it better. Now you tired and exhausted. Now you got to go to sleep the whole next day. Now it's just going to deter you from doing the next assignment when you should. So it's so many casualties that happen to us as a form of procrastinating emotionally and otherwise. So, we just got to be mindful that,
because if you can flip that, if you can train your body to have that same reaction when you do it before the deadline, that's when you can shift that habit, where you, like you said, but it takes a lot of personal work to do that.
It does. And that's the thing, like small steps. And so procrastination, also like perfectionism, it's a lot of other little intricacies. Like, I want to get this done right and be perfect, but that's a lot too. Done is better than perfect. So it's a lot of little things that we tell ourselves that keeps us procrastinating. And it's like, you don't have to tell yourself that. Just do it. And whatever you need to correct, then you got time to correct it. So if I did my assignment a week earlier, which I'm not saying I do, but if I did it a week earlier and I turned it in and I got some feedback, now I can feel good because I know how I need to correct this thing. And then I can turn it in. And now it's a win-win situation. But we tend to set ourselves to lose situations, right? Like, where the teacher won because they got the assignment, but now I'm in bed for 2 days because I'm beat. And then I still got to get up though. And now it's working against me.
Hey, let's tap into ourselves here.
I'm about to say, he over there getting it in, man.
Chef, what's going on? We hear a little feedback.
On what y'all talking about?
No. I'm your work, bro.
Oh, okay. So right now, I'm just doing a little.
Let me get to you. You guys see that feedback?
Somebody must have it playing in the background or something.
Hold on. My bad.
All right.
Hello,
Tell us what you got going on.
All right, my bad. So I had the speaker on. So yeah, I'm just doing a little prep work right now. So I got the sausage cut up already. So this our andouille sausage. You got it chopped up, sliced up a little bit. Let's put that to the side. And now we're just slicing up our pepper. So it's a Mardi Gras pasta, right? So, we got the red pepper, we got the yellow pepper, orange, we got a poblano pepper, you know what I'm saying? So just to add a lot of pepper.
What's that again? That's called
poblano.
Poblano.
Is that spicy?
Nah, it's not that spicy.
It's not that spicy. I don't usually put too many seeds in it, but it's not a spicy pepper naturally though. So
it's a slight step up from a green pepper. It's not.
Yeah.
It's like the lowest of the spicy peppers ever.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah. And so yeah, I'm just gonna about to dice these up a little bit, and so I got the onion too, and then the green onion, and then after that, then we can start prepping the fish and the shrimp.
Okay. All right. Cool. Now, right now, we're looking at some of your work on you from your Facebook, man. So
Oh
we're
yeah,
trying to turn them on, show you what's really going on here. So
yeah,
walk us
yeah,
through
yeah.
a couple of these places right here, bro.
Huh?
Walk us through a couple of these places right here.
Okay, yeah. And so the crazy thing is about a lot of these meals, like this one right here, like a lot of these right here, I did these back in like what 2020, something like that, 2019, 2020. And so like they really older, but you know I've always had a love for cooking, and so like these like some of my more healthier meals, and some of them are healthy, right? And so like you'll see like maybe some salmon or maybe like just some chicken or like some healthy stuff. Like that's when I was going through like a healthier phase. So this is chicken and turkey bacon. This is smothered pork chop, I think, with a little mushroom, cream sauce, roasted broccoli, and some mac and cheese. Spaghetti. I love making spaghetti. I make the best spaghetti. So this is my spaghetti with a rustic. I think that's green beans and got some bacon.
What's your signature dish, man? What's your
Signature. Signature. I guess it would be like either like I would say shrimp and grits. I'll say shrimp and
oh
Shrimp and grits.
grits.
Y'all see, he bought that action too, man. When we open up this restaurant, bro.
food
Shoot,
truck, something?
if everything go right, we can have a restaurant in the city probably like what by March next year, March June,
Oh,
mid next year.
Man, you do sushi rolls too, bro?
Oh yeah, sushi. You know what I'm saying, and that was my first time doing it too. Like I just wanted to try it, but like I'm way better now. Like that was just my first time just trying it.
good.
Yeah, sushi. Like I mean, I do everything, right? So I'm not just like I'm from New Orleans and I'm from Dallas, so I do Southern, I do Cajun and Creole and things like that. But I really like to just explore everything, Italian, Mexican, I don't know, just like some Asian, like just whatever, So
Yeah.
this was a Valentine's Day meal I did for my girl at the time. It was a little breakfast in bed situation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But
Yeah,
then,
and that little steak dinner, that was like, what I cooked it for dinner and stuff. So, like, it was a nice little situation.
no. We'll definitely be checking back in with you, bro. We peeking in on you.
All right.
All right. So we got a gentleman here, man, Andre. Andre, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Yes, sir. We're gonna put you on the spotlight, man.
Okay,
One
thank you,
second here, bro.
thank you for having me.
No problem, no problem. Welcome, man, to Small Business Stand Up.
All right, thank you. Hello,
Tell
everyone.
us what you got.
I like that
Hello.
tone, man.
Hey, Drake.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Tell us a little bit about your business and what you got going on over there.
Okay. So I am, like I said, I'm Andre Thomas. I am the owner and the designer, creative director for LAYOP Clothing, which stands for Live at Your Own Pace. So I'm actually standing in my store here in Vegas right now. As you can see this sign up there, LAYOP, if you can see that, it's the acronym for Live at Your Own Pace. And really what the whole brand is about is a confidence to follow your heart, be true to yourself so that how do I do this? So that you can live a life of happiness. So
Wow.
really the whole brand, I started this brand back my last year of college. And the whole concept behind it was when I first started, I was honestly doing it for myself, just making shoes to match tennis shirt. I mean, making shirts to match tennis shoes. And through that process, I kind of learned a lot about people. I learned a lot about myself, and I decided to actually create and start the brand. What I did realize was that people had a desire to be unique. People had a desire to be themselves. The problem is most people will never truly follow their heart because of outside influence, whether that be parents, religion, culture, any way that you've been raised. A lot of people stand on things that they don't truly believe in. It's just what tradition is. People often go off and marry people not because they truly love them. Not saying that they don't love them, but it's what's good for the family. It's what's good to keep things a certain way. So I've always had this mantra of just making myself happy first. The reason why that might sound selfish, but I'm gonna tell you why. If I'm happy, the better I can be to somebody else because my cup is full. If my cup is full, I can now pour into other people and be a blessing to them. But if my cup is empty and I'm miserable and I'm not happy, I'm probably going to be no good for anybody else. So that's really the whole idea behind the brand. The turtle is when people see it, everybody thinks it's about going slow. The brand has nothing to do with an actual speed, fast or slow. It's about being true to yourself. The tortoise is a vacation of longevity. So things like that it possesses, like as an entrepreneur, as I say, you've never seen a turtle walking around with his head inside its shell. The tortoise has to stick its neck out.
Yeah.
It carries its home on its back. That's where its comfort zone is at. But it becomes vulnerable to prey and everything else when it sticks its neck out of the shell. Me as an entrepreneur, I don't physically have a shell on my back, but I actually have a comfort zone. I have where I feel safe at. But the problem is there's no reward there. So for me, I stick my neck out to try to make progress and go forward and chase my dream. So I've been doing this now for 20 years. I'm originally from Saginaw, Michigan, and that's where I got my foundation from. I graduated from University of Michigan, and I just kind of continued to stick to my dream. And here I am now 20 years later with my own, been here in Las Vegas now for 15 years with my own flagship store. Actually have a website as well that I sell my product on as well. So that's a little bit more basically about the brand.
Dope. So you guys,
very inspiring.
You guys got questions for him?
Yeah, I want Dre to continue to tell you what you do to pay it forward.
I'm about to say, I know there's more to this story. What else do you do?
I want to walk down the store and all that good stuff. So, but yeah, tell us more, man.
Okay.
Dre, what did you decide to do?
So as time evolved, of course now, so I've branched out. I do consulting as well. So I'm a graphic designer by nature. So I now work with other people. I consult them on their businesses, try to help them get things started. Because a lot of people have ideas, or they'll say, "Hey, Dre, I want to do what you did." So my idea is to help them to understand that you're not really trying to do what I did. You're basically trying to do it in your own way. So I try to help guide people. So I kind of coach and I mentor people. So I started a consulting business as well. So I do that. Also when I'm not in store, I do, like I said, graphics and designs for other people. I do public speaking around at different schools and different events like that as well. Just kind of offering motivational speeches and coaches, kind of really just kind of telling my story. Because like I said, it's more to my story of how I got here. Because really I just bet on myself. I turned down a $3 million deal back in 2006, I think it was. In 2006, no, I didn't have $3 million at that time. But I turned it down. The offer was from Nike. They wanted to own my slogan, "Live at your own pace." They thought it was powerful. So I was trying to negotiate back and forth. I wanted about 15 million. And it was more like, you get 3 million, take it or leave it. So I left it. And a close friend of mine at that time said, "Well, Dre, if you're going to turn it down, I respect it, but you need to figure out a way. You're not going to be able to reach what you need to be able to reach just by staying in Saginaw." So like about a year later, kind of just made a strategic move and moved out here to Vegas, moved out here literally with nothing. And for the first 7 years, I sold my brand to other stores. I would travel around and do pop-ups. So I have a lot of experience. I always tell people I'm kind of an expert in this field. I'm constantly learning every day. So that's what made me start the consulting, so that I could actually share my knowledge and share with other people, because most people look at it and they say, "Oh, I can just go buy a t-shirt and slap a logo on it. Or I can go buy my Cricut machine and things like that." And I always tell people, I said, I don't knock any of that, but there's more to it. There's things that people don't understand that makes a business successful. There's a reason why I've been able to do this for 20 plus years. There's a reason why now that I can do consulting and people can pay to talk to me about brand building and merchandising and getting logos designed, because of the experience that I've had. Because, when I started this, there was no real social media. There was no, Instagram and, all this other stuff. So just kind of, I got it out the mud and I've built that. So I've been able to do that. And now that story has kind of gone on. So I speak to youth, work with people in the mental health field. So I've kind of dibbled and dabbled all over the place, but basically just kind of sharing my story and sharing my gift with other people.
Man, dope, man. Oh, man, listen, you are I'm from Saginaw too, right?
Okay.
So you don't really see a lot of us, man. Like you're doing what you're doing, man. So salute, bro. Salute to you, man.
Thank you.
Bro.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So if you guys got a question for him, or can you walk us through your store?
What's
yes,
the
I'm trying to.
Say it again. Say it again. Yeah.
What's the range of products? Because I see t-shirts, I see the hats. What else you got?
Oh, so we got hoodies, we got kids' clothes. So I'm trying to give you guys we got backpacks, we got tote bags, our canvas art we sell journals, we got different like you say hats, things like that. We have zip up hoodies, pullover hoodies. We do, we got beanies, stuff like that for the fall. You know, zip up hoodies like that, pullover hoodies. We've done shorts, we've done joggers, we've done ladies yoga pants. Everything just goes by the season. So we have like all our little accessories, what we call here, like the buttons and stickers. As you can see, we're kind of out of them because we sell a lot of them. But we do I can't see, keychains, magnets. We got our journals here. We got gift cards, backpacks, different, all types of different stuff. So everything for us just kind of really depends on the season. So, some seasons, we'll have shorts. So we've done the ladies jogging suits. We've done men's jogging suits. Like I said, we've done yoga and workout gear. A lot of it just depends on what the theme is for that season. And that's kind of how the designs go from there.
Man, no. You guys have any more questions for me?
I do have a question. So, Dre, you say you the designer and all of that, but can you tell us how bringing on the other Dre, because it's another Dre, helps it? Because we're talking to business owners on this show, and a big part of your growth and development, you brought on this partner, and it was something about that dynamic of bringing on a different way of thinking, a different way of being that accelerated your growth. So, can you talk about that transition a little bit for our audience?
Yes. So, my business partner, you probably can. I'm gonna see if I can find this magazine article if you guys can see it. But his name is Dre as well. Jim Dre Westbrook. He's from Saginaw. So I don't know if you guys can see him right there. But so basically, when I started this, like with anybody, started it with my friends, and it was kind of one of those situations where it's like, hey, I'm gonna do this, so everybody they jump on board with you. And I was making a splash around the city back then because the brand originally started off as simple and plain clothing. So that's how I originally started this. And he came and actually asked me for an internship. And I was like, dude, I'm a dude selling shirts out the back of my car. I don't have any internship. He was like, what can I do? And at that point in time, like, honestly, I had nothing to offer him. So I just made up some stuff. Say, hey, man, you can come do this. Really just kind of, I ain't gonna say to kind of get him away, but I just like, here, do this. Well, he did it. So he came back. He's like, well, what's next? So it was kind of like, okay, you could try this. He saw something in me that I think I didn't even truly see in myself. So he latched on and he really kind of just stepped in and did a lot of things. So what happened was I started this business originally with 4 close friends. None of them are actually have ownership in the business now, but Jim Dre did, because Jim Dre basically, he stuck it out with me. And even when we moved to Vegas, so honestly, I was like, I think this is going to be the plan. We're going to move to Vegas. He bought a plane ticket and moved out here before anybody else did.
Oh,
so
man.
Whoa,
He saw
slow it
the
down.
dream. He saw the vision.
Yeah, but the thing was this. The one thing is that he said was this: he understood me. He knew that I was comfortable where I was at and that I wasn't going to move, but he knew I was a loyal person and that I was not going to leave him out here by himself. He forced my hand. Wow. He forced my hand. He came out here, basically was almost homeless, to be honest with you. He was couch surfing, but it was part of the plan, which we realize that now, because it's a whole nother story. But some of the people he met along the way were part of the changing of the pendulum, swinging in another direction for us to achieve the success that we did. So he came out here August of 2007. I came December 31st, 2007. Wow. So he was out here all this time, literally just kind of winging it. When I say winging it, and I kept telling him, yeah, I'm coming. The thing about Dre was Dre had a personality. He liked to talk to people. Well, I didn't want to say he liked to, he did it. Everybody knew him for his smile. So for me, anytime it came time to do an interview, even something like this, talking with you guys, I wouldn't have done this, honestly, 12 years ago. I would have sent him, I'd be like, hey, man, you just jump on it. They want to do this. I mean, we had our time. I mean, we've done back when they had 106 in Park was a thing. They did 106 in Park. I didn't go. They were on the, I think, what was it? I can't remember the radio station they did out in New York. with all the different people. I didn't go. I was at the barbershop kicking it. That's just who I was. So for me, that was kind of my thing, where he was more like the face of the brand. The problem with that was that I learned he doesn't design. So when people would talk to him about why did you design this or why, he was kind of like, well, the other Dre did that. Then it's like, well, who is this other Dre? And I just I'm not a, I guess, front and center stage type of person is what I realized, but I realized that's who I needed to be to promote my brand, because people wanted to hear from me. They wanted to hear the inspiration. They wanted to tell a part of the story that Drake couldn't tell. I mean, they wanted to hear that part of the story that Drake couldn't tell. So for me, I got, comfortable. Shiela here talked to me and she told me something that I've been living by. That she told me to sit in it. She said, own what it is that you do. She said, Drake, you are who you are. You need to own that. She said, you sit in it, you be proud of it. And honestly, I was uncomfortable with that because, like I said, I was like, man, that's, it's kind of like, you bragging or you. She said, no, it's who you are. It's like you sit in it, who you are. But Michael Jordan to go around, LeBron James, or anybody, Kobe Bryant, God rest his soul, the people, they're great at what they do and they know that. They have to own that. There's no need in being shy. I'm like, this is what I do. Yes, I'm the GOAT at this. Yes, I'm great at that. This is where I excel. And that's what she was trying to give me understand. She said, Drake, this is what you do. This is why people are paying to talk to you. This is why people want to book you. I didn't actually understand it because I'm like, well, I'm just a regular dude, like, talking to anybody else. She said, yes, you're a regular dude, but she said you're a regular dude with value. You have insight. You have things to offer. And so that honestly helped my growth as well, because it was something, honestly, that I was uncomfortable with. It just wasn't who I was. I would just rather let somebody else do that work. And that's the one thing that she told me, she said, you sit in it. And so I've been trying to live by that ever since she told me that. I've been standing on that, like, hey, I'm going to sit in it. I'm going to own it. And when the opportunities come, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to shine. And so I thank you for that, for allowing that, planting that into me, because Shiela want to tell this too. So Shiela can tell you this. I asked her to invest in me when I first started.
And I said, oh, I ain't got the money or whatever. I hate that I didn't do it though. I was like, Dre, what you mean invest in you? Because me and Dre graduated the same year, 1997. And what did I say, Dre? like, no, I'm okay. And then like LAYOP just blew up past me.
I appreciate it. And the thing is that when you're younger, you don't really know and understand certain things. So I always tell people, anytime you have a dream, or even to the young man right there, like I said, is cooking, man. I don't know a lot about restaurants, but I do know it's one of the hardest businesses to get into. But I also know this: if you have something that is good and your service and your quality, people will patronize you, because people have to eat. Yeah. You're selling something that's a need. My shirts aren't a need. Food is a need. So that's one of those things where if you have something that's really good, I tell people, man, stand on it, keep pushing at it. And no matter what, I've watched people, especially out here, go from doing the little like food trucks to having full-fledged restaurants and stuff.
Yeah, man, absolutely. It's definitely possible.
Yep.
Man, listen, salute to you. Salute to you, man. You and your business partner, man. It's good to see somebody out the city, man, doing some amazing stuff, man. When I get up there, I gotta come check you out, man. I gotta get one of them shirts from you.
Well, you can see online. What's the website?
The website is LAYOP.com. So layop.com is just the acronym, LAYOP.com. And the good thing right now, we are running a very good sale right now because I'm getting ready for the fall season. So you can actually buy T-shirts for $20 right now. So that's a good deal. That's basically how much I used when I first started off. I used to sell them out the back of my trunk for $20. So sale going for that right now. Hoodies are $40. Like a lot of the snapbacks are $25. So you can cash in on this deal before I get ready to bring in the new fall item. So check us out.
You modeling on the front page. Look at you.
Yes, I had to step. The funny thing is, if you go back and look in the past, I was paying other people to model. And what I realized was people would always say, man, we want to see. I'm like, I'm getting a little old for this. It's like, but you're not considered a model. You're representing your actual brand. Mm-hmm. So as I continue to age, I continue to get in front of the camera more and more.
Okay. I just finally realized what you had did.
I want to talk about the quality of his clothes, because we're not talking about cheap, like this is washable, durable, over and over again, quality, high quality clothing. So
I love the
Appreciate
turtle.
that. I stand on that. That's what it's about.
yes, that is
very inspiring, sir. Very inspiring. Yeah, pull up that website, man. I love it. It is beautiful, and it's very phone user friendly too.
That's dope. Yes, sir.
And I think he said one thing that I want to piggyback on. People want to know your story, right?
Yeah.
And I think him stepping up front and really sitting in his story, of coming from a guy who was selling, t-shirts out the trunk of his car, to owning it, to being in a container park, or being, approached by Nike. I mean, it's just so much behind this African American entrepreneur, and to be able to give that gift back to other companies that's doing well in their brands. Like I know he's working with one brand and they be sold out. What's that one brand? What is it called, Dre?
Which one? I did a couple. Huh?
Yeah. So he works with these brands and they actually just sell out too. So I mean, his expertise is.
Yeah, I know. I recently, probably one of the biggest. I feel like I know I did with Tap In.
Tap In.
Tap In. They recently were featured in a magazine down in Atlanta, but they actually are selling inside of a store. They probably made the most progress in 1 year than anybody that I've worked with, because they followed the blueprint literally to the T. They've been on. I think they were on one of the TV shows on Showtime. They had their clothing featured. They've done different art, like pop-up shops. They've had different interviews, but I know just in their story, theirs is a lot. Like when they reach out, they ask for advice, because like I said, I do the mentoring with them. They just they followed the plan, and that's where I realized a lot of people, we struggle along the way because we feel like we know all, and basically most people want to do stuff their way. Like, and what I mean by that is, you could give somebody can say, hey man, I want to make $1 million. You say, okay, I'm going to show you how to make the $1 million. And you could have the $1 million. I can promise you that person could have $10 to their name. They're not going to follow you steps 1 through 10. They might give you steps 1 through 7. They might give you steps 1 through 8. By the time you get to 9 or 10, because what's going to happen is they're going to question you. Man, what does this have to do with me getting $1 million? What does this have to do with anything? I'm like, you got $10, man. You asked me how to get $1 million, and I'm giving you the answer, but they're going to question you. That's where most people fail, because they want to do it their way because they feel like they know it. So I always tell people, I say, hey, if it works for you, then do it. Yeah. But if you're here and you're asking me for advice on something, the proof is in the pudding. You can check my resume. Like I said, I've been doing this for quite some time. Like if I could shut my business down today, and I could still stand on every accolade, every credential that I've done, because it still speaks for itself.
Listen, today we're talking about mentors, right? Who
you nail on the head, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Who was your biggest mentor or influencer, man, in your business?
Honestly, I didn't have any. To be complete, when I first started, this is the problem. I'm getting ready to be 43 years old. When I started doing this, nobody really was doing this. I had a friend from Saginaw, Charles Smith, who passed away. I don't know if anybody know him, but Chucky was really my inspiration, because he had started a clothing line called Chucky Clothing for the Masses. And I was like, man, this dude doing it. Well, I didn't know he was so I started. The difference was I had a team. He didn't have a team. He was just putting out stuff. So I'm watching him and he watching me. Years go by, we link up and we start working together. That was probably one of my biggest motivations and inspiration. I didn't start getting into mentoring and listening to other people probably, I'm going to say, within maybe the last 4 to 5 years, to be completely honest with you. Because why? I was that person. Had $10, somebody trying to tell me how to get $1 million. But no, my way is right. If my way was right, I'd have more than $10. And I'm just using that as a scenario, as an example. And I realized I got a close friend. that mentors me and guides me on different things. So I go to him for advice, and he would always tell me, he would just, sometimes he would just give me these little tidbits of advice. He would sprinkle stuff. He'd be like, Dre, you need to do this. Dre, you need to do that. And that's all he would tell me. And but he would talk to me for an hour at a time, hour and a half. He would always, but he believed in me. How did I know he believed in me? Because he also invested in me. He gave me time, he gave me money. But the thing was, he had a level of success that I was like, at this time it's starting to click. You know something that I don't know. Yes, you're in a different realm, you're doing real estate and other businesses, but you know something that I don't know. I need to start to listen up. And that's where your life starts to change. My pendulum changed, it swung in a different direction. I started to network with different people. So now I have several friends that are millionaires. I have several friends who own businesses. I have several friends now who I can talk about growth and leveling up. The difference was before that, those people were in my circle, but they weren't in my circle. I wasn't plugged into them. So I always tell people, you could be a 100-watt light bulb, but if you're plugging into an outlet that will only allow you to emit at 60 watts, guess what? You're going to spend the rest of your life thinking you're a 60-watt light bulb. And the problem is you're comfortable with being 60 watts.
Yeah.
But you don't realize you got 40 more watts that need to be emitted. And that 40 watts is the wattage that is going to change your life. So in order for that to happen, you have to unplug from people, things, just habits, and you have to go plug into other things that will allow you to shine, allow you to level up, and allow you to be the person that you were designed to be. And I feel like that's one of the biggest issues that people struggle with, because as I said, I was the guy with $10, probably didn't even have $10, and then you got somebody telling you where you need to go and what you need to do. And I'm like, nah, man, that ain't how you do it. That's not this. This is not that. And that's the problem. So I realize now at 42, I'm like, if I would have done this a lot earlier, I'd probably be even further than where I'm at. Yeah. But I realize I'm thankful for that journey and that process, because now I appreciate things more. So I have people that I talk to, like I spend time talking with Shiela, to get some coaching, to let her pour into me, bounce ideas off of her. Like I was at home for 7-8 months. We would go out, we would talk, we would share ideas, bounce thoughts off of each other, because that type of energy that she had, that's what I connected with. But it took me a while to get to that point. Yeah. I probably wouldn't have vibed that much with Shiela, say 5 years ago or 6 years ago, because I just wasn't there. I wasn't there. She would have been telling me all this stuff, and I'd have been like, yeah, I hear you, Shiela.
That's deep, though. That's deep, because that's real.
But that requires growth.
So we know exactly what you're talking about.
It requires growth, because when people start to speak in a language that talking about frequencies and vibrations and just energy, you're like, get out of here with all that stuff. But when you start to actually understand that and you see it manifest in real life, you're like, whoa, so this is really real. So now you start to pay attention to it a little bit more. As you pay more attention to it, you start to just watch how things unfold, how things just naturally come to you. Things that you once chased and worked for, it's like they fall into your lap. And you're not even putting that much energy, because you're vibrating at a different frequency right now. And that higher level is where I aim for people to get to when I'm doing the coaching, because for me, you'd be surprised at stuff. I mean, people pay to talk to me and they still don't do what I tell them to do. Like I said, I give them 1 through 10. I know this. These are the first steps. We're going to go to step 11, 12, 13. But what happens is on day 1, they want to get to step 10. They want to go, I need a store today. I'm like, why do you need a store today? This is nothing but headache and overhead.
You ain't even got a brand. You ain't even got a brand story. What's your mission?
Yeah.
What's your
there you go.
why?
But they say they have all that. But so when but I can tell you that. I said, okay, tell me how many shirts.
Where's it written down at?
And the thing is, and I tell people, you can have a business plan, you can have everything, but you still have to have. You got to put some blood, some sweat. You got to have some grit.
Has to be. Absolutely.
That's the part that nobody wants to go through. Everybody wants the results. Nobody wants to actually put in the work.
But listen, this fire. This definitely was fire here, man. We gotta have you on. talk a little bit more, man. Some stuff I can see, bro. You clicking. You got a lot going on, man. So I need to know what's going on with you, bro. I'm gonna tell you what's going on with me. You know what I'm saying? So, I need some of that information, bro. You know. So
Yeah.
listen, how can I reach you again?
You said what?
How can we reach you again?
So you can reach me if you want. You can, if you're on Instagram, my Instagram is I am Dre, DRE_T. So you can contact me there, or you can just email me directly at aathomas@layop.com. So that's aathomas@layop.com.
Man, if you guys are, you're in Vegas, right? Go by and
Yes.
stop by, man. Tell them a small business stand-up sent you. You know what I'm
You said
saying?
what?
I said, tell them if anybody is going to Vegas, go holler at you and tell us that we sent you. Small business stand-up, man. Hey, man, it was a pleasure meeting you too,
Yes,
bro.
man. Appreciate you
Good work, man.
having me on. Salute to you guys. I'm gonna get back here because I closed down my store real quick to
Get that money.
Open it back up, and I definitely appreciate you. You guys have me, and peace and love, and thanks again, Sheila. I appreciate you as always.
Thank you, man. That was powerful. Thank you.
Sir, salute.
Man, that was cool right there, man. All right, look at the chef real quick.
Check in with Chef.
Yeah, we see what's going on over there. What's up with you, bro? Let me get you off. What's up with you, bro? What we got going on over there?
All right, so some of my family just came back hassling me that we ain't got no food cooked yet. So but I told them it's a process, right? They gotta go through the process with me and stuff. But I just finished prepping everything, so everything that needs to be prepped is prepped. So now I'm finna get this crawfish out, dry it out a little bit. The shrimp is already peeled and deveined, so just gotta season that. Then get our batters ready, fried fish, and then after that, we can just go ahead and start cooking. So the cooking process probably ain't gonna take more than like 10, 15 minutes, maybe, about 10 to 15 minutes, about 15, 20 minutes altogether. So
okay,
probably is just the most time consuming part.
I definitely want to see the fish you was talking about, bro. I had never heard that before.
Oh yeah,
there's honey.
Let's
see this.
Battered, honey glazed.
Yeah, honey fried catfish. Yeah, honey
fried catfish.
That's different. All right, we'll be checking back in with you, brother.
All right, cool.
All right, so guys, Jason had to step away for a minute, so we catch him next time. Where we was at? Let me see here. So I know we want to talk a little bit about you, man. You guys' personal mentors. Maybe one or two. Can you guys tell us who basically said, hey, I'm going to walk you through this thing. You guys have any mentors like that?
You said what their names are, or did we have?
Name a couple of your mentors that really affected your life. I know we talked about this before, but maybe go a little bit more detail.
Well, like I said, mine was Stacey Irwin Oaks. She was she grew up in Saginaw on the northeast side, and then she became an attorney, and then she ran for state representative. Now her and her husband own an attorney's firm. I had another one, Linda Moulton Elliott. She was a therapist, and she worked in my office, but she always clocked like 250 hours. She was just so precise. So I went and approached her and was like, can you be my mentor? Because you killing the game as a therapist. And and one thing I can say about all my therapists, they were very rigid. All of my mentors, they were very rigid, right? There was, I'm your mentor, and I'm here to assist you. And and so I really appreciate her in my life. And I don't know, a little small, like Henry, I did hair. So Henry Bell was one of my mentors. He was like one of the best. You know Henry J?
Yeah, I know Henry.
Tamelka was like big influences on me. And Adriana Barnett, they served as mentors when I was doing hair. So I think that there was some great mentors that I had at different stages of my life, depending on who I was. And then like Danielle says, those little people, like my sister Latoya, she married my brother, but she was so precise as a mother that I just watched her being a mother and see how she moved. And just people that didn't really know that they was directly mentoring me, but they ended up influencing my life, just how they moved in their life. I just watched them real closely. So
Dope, man. What about you, Jay?
So I'm probably a little bit different. I really have a mentor. So and I'll say even when it comes down to like the space that I'm in now, there are I like to call them like guideposts, people who have been in my life, and I'm not gonna necessarily say I haven't been blessed to have like what she was saying, like the rigidity. Look, you're my mentee, I'm your mentor. You know, the Jedi Knight Padawan relationship. I haven't been blessed to have that. Typically, and a lot of times, I've always had to be like, either you gonna figure it out or you ain't gonna do it at all. But I have been blessed, like the people I mentioned earlier, Brandon Anthony Clark, and Rich Dotson. You know, I think Rich is from Flint, Michigan. He's from somewhere up in Michigan, maybe Detroit. But they're out in San Jose, California. And you know, at least what I say with these brothers are, you know, I found Brandon on IG, and he was preaching some of the things regarding life insurance, you know, alternative uses for life insurance that I have been looking into, and you know, have worked at life insurance companies to try to figure out. And I reached out to him, and I'll say like, this is one of those things to where, to a degree, yeah, I do understand like exactly what has been said, because when I reached out to him, it was just like, okay, well, you're eager, you want to figure it out. Here, I help plug you in. You know, you tune into the trainings, you're gonna learn just like how I learned. You know, and that's been, you know, kind of how it is. Rich more so for the fact that he created this concept, and they have like a library, or they have a way for the people that work with them that are affiliated to go and learn and really be able to become subject matter experts on not just life insurance, but you know, just the different ways that you can use insurance and business planning and just everyday life, creating arbitrage, using it just for leverage in just various situations. So those are definitely, you know, business relationships. I'll say that I've been blessed to forge, and they've been led down that path. But no, I can't say that for me specifically I have, but I have tried to focus on taking the role of, you know, really trying to pour into the next generation, specifically in my family. One thing that I'll say just in my family is that there isn't a lot of emphasis on really building up the next generation of males. So that was something that I noticed, you know, from, you know, me being younger and not really having that type of support, or somebody saying, yo, you headed down the wrong path. Yo, let me give you some game. Let me turn you in the right direction. A lot of that was me just bumping my head. Yeah, my mom may have said something, but you know, I'm young. Hey, all right, mama, whatever. All right, I hear you. But in the sense of maybe it being like some older male that was just like, hey, like being like straight transparent, you know, call you out on your BS. Those are the things that didn't necessarily happen. It did in some cases, but it's something that I want to make sure I'm more consistent with when I deal with like my younger cousins, or even just younger men that I deal with and I come in contact with, because it's not a lot of, you know, preferential treatment, or yeah, I want to see you succeed. I'm not trying to compete with you right now, but just pour into you and want to do that. So, I haven't been on that side, but that's just something that I am working on, being that change, and then also finding those people at that next level that I can form those relationships with. Because, like you said, it's, you know, you're never at the top. There's always somewhere higher to climb. There's always something more to learn. So yeah, that's my take on that.
Cool. What about you, Miss Danielle?
So I gotta give honor and respect to my OG. So it was my biology teacher in high school. So I want to credit him for being my first mentor, because so I went to school in the hood, East Tech, Cleveland. So a lot of people don't realize it had a greenhouse, and I was fascinated by that. And so Mr. Hummer would let me come in, and I kind of finessed my way in. Like I would basically cut class and he would let me go in. But I would be doing stuff like I would be cleaning the greenhouse. I would be doing stuff in the greenhouse, and it just really locked in my love of biology. And I just learned so much from him in that space because it was different from sitting in class. Like I would help him set up experiments for the next class, or I would help him clean up and he would explain things in further detail while we're doing these little side tasks that help lock in concepts. And it was just very fond memories of Mr. Hummer. It's one of them things I got to go back and check on him. So that's kind of what got me through college, like kind of that guidance. Once I left high school, I never spoke to him again, but just that time while I was in high school was real impactful. And I didn't even realize he was like a mentor until much later. And just looking back, like, you know what, he had a definitely profound, because it was more than just he let me in the classroom, because I was so nerdy and I was different, and the high school was it was in the middle of the hood. Like you ain't really like got a lot of space for kids to be a nerd and just who love biology, and he provided this safe space for me so I could feel comfortable in a place that I really didn't feel comfortable, because I didn't feel like I blended in because of the things that I enjoyed. But then you jump forward. So her name is Joy Harris. She's a very prominent food safety consultant in the food manufacturing world. She's done automotive, pharmacy. She's done everything. And I met her in my professional career. She was a paid consultant, and just watching her work a room, and essentially she groomed me to do stuff that I didn't even know I could do. It's almost like she saw something in me and she would just push me. And she was like, do that. Like, I don't know how to do it. Okay, figure it out, do it. And it's like, but I don't, and you didn't, it was just, she had an air about her that you didn't question. And it was like, okay, well, I guess I need to figure out how to do this. And what happened was like and it was multi-layers to it, because she slowly started to reveal more of herself, because we were in a corporate environment. And so it started off very professional, but then once I really started to realize that, oh, that's the front you put on. But corporate, that's when it clicked, like, I need you to show me how to do this. Because like I feel like I'm going to say it, Black women in a corporate environment is difficult. And you have to be multiple people. You have to push a part of yourself down. You got to know when to pull it up. Like, it's very intricate and complicated. And I'm not taking away from any other experiences. I'm only speaking about mine and what I've talked to other people. And just, she really provided that guidance on how to navigate the corporate politics and how to set an escape plan to get out of it and to really come back and make real money. Because that was like, it was like, okay, we over here doing the same thing. She's making 4 times as much. Like, whoa, I'm on the wrong side of the table over here. She's always pushed and allowed me to be in my own space. And I think Sheila said it perfectly. Like, for me, she's when she comes, she's the mirror. That's exactly what she does. She don't care about all that. What are you doing right now? Like, and then you gotta like look at yourself. Well, I'm doing this. I gotta turn into a little kid, but because I respect her and I appreciate her and I love her so much, like she's pushed me to limits that I didn't even realize. And so, because I feel you, Jay, for a long time I didn't have anybody. I didn't know what that experience was, and then once I got it with somebody that was relatable and, like you said, that I could trust. So it was somebody I saw myself in this person. Like, once I really started to see all her different layers, it was like, I can do this. Somebody like me can do this, because I think in the corporate world, you see a lot of people's shell. You don't see the inside. And it's like, well, I don't want to be that person. And you don't see the whole picture. And like, she gave me a peek of the whole picture. And it's like, okay, you can be genuine that nature. You can, act a certain way, say certain things without So just very, very impactful. And now kind of like what Johnny was saying, that's what I'm trying to do for people when I find somebody, because I got somebody where it's like it kind of developed into me becoming their mentor. Like that wasn't even the plan. Like it was just somebody I'm just helping, but it was kind of like what Andre said, where it's like, well, they come around and what do you want me to do? Go do that. And then they do it. And it's like, okay, go do that. And then they do it. And it's like, okay, I got to stay in this place. And it's like, okay, this is actually functional. So I'm big on taking it to the next level. And like, that's one of my next my next goals is to start working with like high schoolers to catch them before they lose that fire. Cause like Andre was saying, like, speaking to kids, speaking to people, to just talk to them and get in front of them. And that's how you find and build the next generation of people that are going to help the next generation. Because I feel like it's just this continual chain that you have to keep maintained in order to pull us in the right direction, honestly.
I think that one of the things that Danielle said just hit my gut and just filled my spirit is that your mentors see way more in you than you see in yourself. And that's one thing I know that Stacey and a lot of my other mentors, or Henry or whoever, like they saw more of me than I saw of myself. And they always spoke to that higher me, and it would offend me sometimes. Like, what you mean? Like, but they saw more in me. And just them seeing that, sometimes I would be like, well, just tell me what you see. Like Dre said, like, I want to get to the end, and it's like, no, you got to see that, and I'm here to help you see what I see you becoming. And I think that's one of the important reasons for having a mentor, because they can see more of you than you can see of yourself, and that's so important to literally growing and developing, we are.
That's
And to your point, I forget your name, but to your point, I just knew,
Johnny.
To Johnny's point, it wasn't that these mentors came and approached me. You know what, Johnny? I just wanted something different. Like, we grew up in the #1 murder capita in the United States of America, in Saginaw. We were, people were getting killed, and it was violence and crime. And I just was like, this cannot be my life. So I was like a leech. Like, I wanted to see something different. Like, and so when I saw, in that shop, that lady, she looked like me, she Black, and she come from my neighborhood, and she an attorney. What did you do to break the stigma? And I was always inquisitive like that. So I approached these individuals, and that's why I told, was saying with Danielle, mentors didn't approach me. I approached them because I knew life was better, and I just had to get the courage to have that conversation and say, hey, what did you do? And I encourage our listeners, I don't care how scared you is, if you see somebody out there that emulates the type of life that you want and you feel like you desire, you would be surprised how open they are to having a conversation with you. Because sometimes, like, I'm an inbox and they ain't gonna call me back. Like, no, they want to help you.
If you're genuine, yeah.
Yeah.
If you're coming from a genuine place.
Yeah, more people want to help you than not help you.
Yes.
Yeah, I would say, like you say, successful people do that as well. They'd be amazed. Because here's the deal. A lot of people don't approach successful people, right? For fear or whatever the case, whatever thing is. Sometimes they're happy that you approached them.
Yeah.
Man, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, thank you for talking to me, man. Because everybody kind of duck and slide around me. They don't say nothing to me like I'm not here. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's huge.
Who's
My
your mentor,
last mentor was Mr. Dupree, and he owns this like $25 million company here. And he just he said he just wrote his little program down on a piece of paper and somebody invested in, but he's like an older white man. But one of the things he said in our mentor conversation was just that, man, you just actually talking to me. Like, so many people move around me, or the lady who owned psychological services, Frances Irwin. Like I would just go sit in her office because I wanted to absorb, like, how did you get this office and what did you do? And so we just have to be like sponges when we know that we want something in our life and be willing to have those conversations, you know, and that person understands because they were once where you are.
Yeah. Let's do this here. I just seen him do something I'm not familiar with, and I'm gonna come back and tell you about mine here. Give me 1 second. I mean, he did something here with some mustard, man.
I was just peeping that. I'm like, did he put the mustard? Is he gonna batter the fish?
Hey, Chef, what's up, man? Talk to him. Can you hear us? What's up, bro?
Hey, man.
I just seen you do something I wasn't familiar with, man. You put some mustard in that thing, man. What's going on?
Oh yeah.
Talk to it, man.
Okay, so like so where I'm from, like how we be frying stuff. So like you got your traditional egg batter, right? But just add a little bit. I don't know really what to do to it. It's really like I guess it make it like a different type of texture. But like you mix the egg with the mustard. Sometimes a little bit of milk, and then put your seasoning in there, and then that's your wet batter, right? Whenever you start to fry your catfish, so you don't taste the mustard at all unless you just go crazy with it. But some people they like if you got chicken or if you got fish, like they might put the mustard on the actual like meat itself, like kind of rub the mustard on there and then do it like that. But I like to mix the mustard inside the actual egg batter.
Oh, he just gave us the keys to the kingdom. That's the secret right there. I love cooking. I've never tried that.
I don't think he wanted to do that. It just slipped out on him. You know what I'm saying? But so tell us why you really you dry your fish and all that good stuff, man. I think I know why, but tell us why you really dried everything before you season it up.
So the reason why I dry everything before I season it because it just allows the seasoning to stick to the fish or to the meat a little better. And so like if it's wet or if it's like if you got it frozen, you got to defrost it and you try to season it while it's still wet. Like it's kind of like you season it while it's dry and then you spraying some water on it, right? You taking all the seasoning that you're putting on there and you kind of letting it go off. So when you dry it off, that's how you can ensure that the seasoning is going to stick to the actual skin of your protein in there. So whenever you bite it, you actually taste the seasoning and not just, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I make sure everything is dry before I put the seasoning on there.
Yeah, because that goes for vegetables too, doesn't it?
Yeah, for the vegetables.
You want the seasoning to stick to the vegetables too.
Yep.
There you go. Free game, y'all. Free game.
I see the mustard going in that bad boy. I'm like, man, what is going on here? Let me see.
Man, I want to try that tomorrow.
Exactly. So what's the next step here?
So the next step, so I'm just about to stir this up. I'm gonna add some seasoning in here. So I'm probably add like some Tony Saturated and the cayenne pepper and the smoked paprika, some of the red seasonings. I'm gonna add that up in here. And then gonna start. Well, I'm not gonna start coating just yet. I'm gonna season the shrimp. So I'm gonna finish this right here. Then I'm gonna season the shrimp, season the flour, and then I'm gonna start coating and frying the catfish, and then start cooking everything.
Man.
So does the fried catfish like lay on the pasta? I'm from
no,
the
so
north.
it would
I've
be
never
more
had
on the
Mario
side. I
pasta.
guess you could put it on top, like as some whatever. But I would serve it on the side, or kind of like off to the side a little bit.
Oh, so it's a side to the pie. I was wondering,
So it's like on it. It could go on it, right? Depending on how you like to eat your food. But like since it's fried, if it was blackened, I would put it on top. But since I'm not blackening it and I'm just like frying it, then I'm putting it on the side.
Oh, okay, so it's a fishing pasta dish. I got
yes, man.
You gonna have me going to the stove? I'm gonna go get some of that. What's the famous sausage? Kaneka.
Yeah, I think you just said it too. What's the
sausage?
Andouille, but it's a specific brand that I know. Like people from, I got a good friend that's from Louisiana, and he makes some of the best food ever. And he's like, you gotta get the Kaneka sausage. I said, okay. They make it in a regular and they make it in a spicy. Man, that changed my life.
Man, boy, I got some partners. I went to the Super Bowl when the Saints won. With my partner's house, man, they had food from the time you come in the door. At the door, they had food that all the way to the back. It was all different types. I said, man, I ain't never seen nothing like it. I didn't know how.
Cajuns cook, baby.
Yeah. That food was so good. And they made me take some home. It was like, man, you eat all you can eat, but you got to take some home. Like, wow, man.
But so for me, I never really experienced Cajun food till I came to the South. Because you know up north it's not real popular. So chef, what you doing? You expanding the world to the beauty and wonders of Cajun food, man, and the power of, like you said, the soul's in the seasoning, man.
Yeah, man. Like I didn't really taste like gumbo and none of that type of stuff until I came to Texas, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's sad to say, but I love gumbo now, man. You know, so but man,
I'm the same way, Jay. Ever since I came down, look, man, I got to keep that Tony seasoning, the slap your mama, that has to stay in the kitchen.
That's true. That's so true. But definitely, we're gonna get right back with you too. So I know some people probably gonna fall off in a little while, but I'm gonna stay with you to the ride. So I got some interviews on this bad boy for sure. So we'll be right back with you. So let me give you guys my mentor. Well, mine was two young guys, man. Troy Crane and Ben Vasquez. Black guy, Spanish guy. I was driving trucks at night, and I remember Ben used to. He was, I think he was dating one of the guys' sister or something like that. And I remember he came up there one night. We was up there. He wanted to basically teach me how to be a loan officer. Right? He opened up his own brokerage or whatever. At that time, you didn't need to have a license to do it. Right? So he's come up there every night. So he's walking me through it. And before you know it, on the weekend, I'll meet him at a bookstore or so. He was, walking me through it, and all of a sudden he didn't have time to do it no more. He had a lot going on. So he plugged me into with his guy. It was Tony Crane. What did I say his name? His last name was Crane. Tory Crane. He was one of the number one producers, and at that time it was called Bank Source. Then they got bought out by I think Southwest Funding or Prime Lending or whatever. But he was teaching me. I was meeting him in different places and stuff, and he was teaching me how to do it. And so what he did, I came up to the office one day, and he basically told them to hire me. And because he was a top producer, they hired me. I ain't had no experience doing anything, so I'm in this cubicle. At this time, I had never even sent an email before. I ain't know nothing about computers, no nothing. I'm a trucker. I don't need that, right? So I remember I'm sitting in this cubicle. I'm listening to all these loan officers and stuff like that. They all talking. This stuff sound like Chinese to me. I ain't understand none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, listen, I'm from the street. So, and where I'm from, if you don't know what's going on, people can mess you over, right? So I need to figure this out. I got me a yellow pad. I'm walking around and I'm ear hustling to everybody's conversation. And before you know it, man, I started understanding what they was talking about. You know, I remember one time I'm sitting in my cubicle and I'm trying to send an email. I called my wife up. Hey, how do you send an email? She's like, you don't know how to send an email? She's laughing. I'm laughing. Everybody want to know what I'm laughing. I can't tell them why I'm laughing, right? So talking to my guy, Tory Crane, he kind of walked me, sat down with me and said, this is how you do this. This is how you do this. And he did that probably about 2 months. So by the third month, I closed probably the biggest deal in the building. By the third month, I only made like 14 grand on my first. It was like my first deal. I did 2-in-1 deals, right? So I made 14K on it. So, and every time I reach out to him, I can reach out to him today. He'll tell me, hey man, this is what you should be doing. This is what you should be doing. He's the young dude, you know what I'm saying? So that was my guy, man. Him and Ben Vasquez changed the whole trajectory of my life. You know what I'm saying? So when I give back, it's on the strength of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, man, they did this for me because they didn't have to do it. Here you go, bro. Here you go. I'm gonna help you out. So it's very important, man. I will tell everybody, man, if you know anything, if you have some information, man, it's valuable to other people, it's important, man, that you give back. It's important that you give back, man. You will be a true sucker if you get this information in, bro, and you don't give back, man. I can't respect that. So if these people change our lives, we have to change somebody else.
Amen.
All our life is in vain. You know what I'm saying? And operate with ethics at all time. I emphasize that. If you're gonna work with me, bro, I'm an honest guy. You work with me, you gotta be honest. If I see you doing some stuff that's in the gray, I don't operate in the gray, I'm cutting you off, bro. Simple as that. I don't want no problem coming back my way for something you done done. You know what I'm saying? Even if we don't get caught, my conscience will bother me. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want that problem. So
that's a deep thing because you have to accept that part of you. Yeah. You know what type of person are you? And that, I think that's a very powerful statement, because there's inner work that comes with moving forward and really taking advantage of a mentor. Like you said, you can meet anybody, but if you don't know who you are, what your intention is, you're not going to get what you need out of it. That's what Andre said. You know, like he said, a couple years ago, he wouldn't have been able to be helped by Sheila because he wasn't in that space. But, you know, you get to that space, you learn who you are, you really accept who you are. And that's when that next level execution starts to take place.
So, and one of the reasons why I kind of really picked this topic is because I'm kicking off my mentorship again this Thursday. So I've had quite a few people sign up for it, and I'm just gonna lay the law down. This is how it's gonna go, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to teach you guys. I'm gonna give you guys my time, and this is how the whole thing flows. Now, if you want to get outside of that, man, you can't be here. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to stress about giving you guys information. It should be an easy thing for me to do. If I'm stressing over why am I here, stressing trying to force something down your throat that you don't want, that you say you did. That's why you signed up, you know? So, and it's free. I'm not charging nobody anything. So if you guys know anybody want to learn about real estate, tell them to tune in. I'm not charging it down. Give me your game. It's my way of giving back.
Jay Wicker, the man of the people.
Man, I love people, man. I definitely love people. And I know I know this is our time right here. I know you guys got to go to work in the morning, all that good stuff. But I'm going to ride with the chef. So I got to see what's going on that, man. So if you got to follow up, I definitely understand.
Yeah, I gotta follow up. I gotta go find something to eat now. Thank you, Jay.
So, well, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to make sure my sister makes it as a highlight so you guys can see exactly what we cooked and everything. But yeah, absolutely, man. Appreciate that assist too, Miss Sheila, with Drake. That was right on point. Right on point. Everybody, y'all did a phenomenal job, man. As always, let me know if you need me. I'm right here. Any last words?
You know, just continue to follow our Elevating Life podcast. Join our 30-day affirmation challenge. And, you know, follow me on I Am Shaping Solutions on all social media handles.
Absolutely. What about you, Leverage?
If you are a business owner or an investor and you want to take your affairs, your operations to the next level, some real tax advantage strategies, some real mailbox money, go to the link right there, www.enneadinfinite.com. We got some real interesting information on our website. Schedule a discovery call, and you know, let's figure out how we can take you to the next level.
Absolutely. Now, hopefully you're able to tune in tomorrow, man, for Real Estate Aholics. So we were talking about that. How to make that money, man, but not pay it all back in taxes, man.
We don't do capital gain taxes. So if you're in real estate and you want to learn how not to pay capital gains taxes, I put this on my lawyer on the team that we got. We don't do that over on this. We don't create taxable events, I should say. That's the thing. We still do the deals. As a matter of fact, our clients probably do more deals than average, but they just do it in a specific manner so that way it does not create a taxable event. So, if that piques your interest, hit the link. Visit us, schedule a call, and let's figure out how we can eliminate and lower your tax bill.
And also how to live your life through your business too.
Oh man.
So you can do your business without, it's ways to make some things happen. So, but
we make sure that those key financial decisions at the end of the day, so that way you can focus on the mental aspect of it. What Miss Sheila, what Miss Danielle actually focus on. We alleviate the key financial aspects of it, because if you realize that you can move in a tax advantaged environment and you can keep more of your money and you can have a for sure exit strategy for your business using your life insurance policy, then you can focus on what really matters: growing your business, being the best entrepreneur, being the next Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos or whoever it is you may aspire to be like, that's doing big things. But if you're not, you don't have to worry about those financial struggles that most business owners end up having to worry about at the end of every quarter or at the end of the year. and you're rushing trying to figure out, God, what am I about to do? And I'm not even gonna move any more past that. So
Salute to you. What about you, Miss Danielle?
I'm a straight swagger jack. Johnny's little intro. I like that. So for me, it's if you're a small business owner, if you're at that point where you think you want to start a business and you're not quite sure the direction, all that stuff, or maybe you started a business and you're starting to run into some issues outside of what, Johnny's talking about, all that big money move stuff, some of that back of the office, simple problem solving things. Are you having trouble getting things done or finding resources? That's where I come into play. So that's at DCDR Solutions, Danielle MacArthur. You can find me, like I said. Respectfully hit the DMs. I always gotta make sure I say that.
Absolutely.
But no, I got a real strong passion for solving problems using a lot of established techniques. And my goal is to teach people those techniques so they can solve those problems on their own and move on to the next one, because the problems will always come. It's a continual thing to run into problems. So when you learn how to solve problems, you can face those problems better and have a better outlook and approach to them when they do come, so you're not devastated. So that's what I do. And then also Shaping Solutions podcast. I'm the co-host. Look, Andre shouted out, sit in it. We just talked about that. Like, if you want to hear all those simple little frameworks that really build that next level mindset, go ahead. Watch the YouTube videos. Mid City Network got them posted. All of that. It's some great stuff. It's gonna be huge.
Absolutely. Big things coming, guys. Big things coming, man. So, hey, salute to you guys again. Appreciate it. Great information. This turned out to be a phenomenal one, man.
Right. And hang in there, Jay, because we want to see the finished product.
Absolutely. I got to. All right.
All right.
all right.
For the week.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know. I may hang on a little bit. We got up the hard way.
I gotta see what's really going on, bro. Man,
that was cool. I ain't even touch on, see, I just haven't been blessed to find people who aren't sharks in the game.
we still live though.
Oh, it's cool. It's cool.
Okay.
It's cool.
No.
Yeah, my mentor, what I'm saying, my mentor search, in a lot of cases, not the people that I've mentioned, obviously not, but I've come across more sharks. But then I wanted to speak on the industries. I think that was another thing that really goes into a huge thing of who you choose as a mentor. I know what you do in the real estate space. What's that dude's name that they crucified? He was getting money.
Jay
More.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's depending on the industry, right? People like that. I know my brother-in-law. He's really heavy in the forex. He helps people. He trains people, teaches them, shows them what he does, and it helps them develop their own strategies. But even in that space, you got to really be careful. For me, my background was in the entertainment industry for a very long time, which you did concert promotion, so you know how grimy of a game.
Absolutely.
It can be a real cold game, especially if somebody feel like they don't get control over you.
Man, it's really just one step out of the streets.
Yeah.
And they bleed. They run into each other, bro. You know what I'm saying? You dealing with that nightlife. It's entertainment. That nightlife is like this, bro. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So I definitely experienced a lot of crazy stuff dealing with that, man.
Yeah, and then I that was gradually moved, and now I'm in the financial space, and I can say that the further I've moved on, there's more representation of our people that look like us that I find that are able to give back, but on that higher level, those people that are able to really deliver, not the generic stuff, and I'm not. Because you and I both know that there's levels to it. So there's the generic stuff that you get on YouTube, and then there's the next level stuff that is actually game changing. That now here's when you go in, here's are the specifics, the devil's in the details. Here's what you need to be looking for.
Yeah,
And finding that, and even if, and in my case, like I said, I have not been blessed to see it. It wasn't for I didn't want to get defensive, but it wasn't for a lack of me not being able to speak up or reach out to people, but just for the simple fact that what I think I needed, I wasn't able to find. And I think, for me, it was God, like, man, you're gonna have to be that for yourself.
Get it from the mug.
You're gonna have to get it from me, from what I put in you. And bump your head and figure some things out. You're gonna have to look at some unorthodox resources, or even, keep your head in these books and cross-reference these resources until you figure out, from your own experience, what's the right way.
Yeah. So, yeah, real talk, man. I mean, it's of course, like I definitely have some mentors on that mortgage side. But when it comes to this wholesaling side or this real estate investing, I have none. I can say that the mentors basically came from YouTube and books. You know what I'm saying? So other than that, man, no, I have no mentor when it comes to that. But what they did do, man, they showed me that the other side of the game. You know what I'm saying? Where I got a glimpse behind the scenes, man, where people are making some serious money versus living, making, $10, $20, or whatever the case is. I got a chance to see the other side, where this guy was consistently making $12,000, $14,000, $16,000, a month, or whatever the case is. But if he's making that, what the boss making? You know what I'm saying? And I come from that, unless you was doing something illegal, you weren't really making that kind of money. And I'm like, this cat is young. You know what I'm saying? And he's willing to, he wanted to show me the game. He's trying to show me the game. Man, I need to listen to everything this man is doing and mimic it. You know? Yeah, I'm like, man, okay, it's time to go get it. So, I was still driving trucks at night, right? So, by day, I was a loan officer. By night, I was a truck driver, bro. So, and I did it. I did it for a minute, bro. I mean, literally got no sleep, man. I'm like, I got to figure this thing out. And I did it.
Hey man, but that's what happens. That's literally what happens. Like I said, I can't shout out Thrive Wealth Solutions enough. I can't shout out Brandon and Rich and Alan and the people that out up at Thrive. These are extremely busy people, and that's why when I hit the emphasis on learning from people who actually do it. And, the thing that happens when you deal with people who actually do it, a lot of times people who actually do it are so busy doing it that you gotta figure out how to get in on their schedule, because high value people have, they got high value schedules.
Yeah, they busy, bro.
They busy. And even when you manage your own, say me in my own situation, as far as, you start picking up steam. You start, getting more appointments. You got, start having more people that you gotta talk to and consult, more opportunities.
Yeah.
That was just one of the things that, like, I understand where everybody's viewpoint, but mine was just, I guess. And then, like I said, I'm in sales now, and it's a more so consultative sales, and dealing with finances. And that's still kind of a real sharky area, still, even to this day. I mean, even to the point to where, most people, the information that they get is usually false, when it comes to a lot of the things that we work with. So it's dispelling rumors, and then, and these are the same people that you would be going to be mentors, but the same people that, got big off of helping facilitate the misinformation. Yeah,
man. Yeah, that's true, man. I think, man, like when you run across a mentor or somebody you want to mentor, you got to bring some value, man. Like, yeah. I'm doing it now. Like, I'm not on really the one-on-one type of situation. I'm doing it as a group now because I'm busy. You know what I'm saying? But if a person was to come to me and say, you want me to mentor him on a one-on-one, he got to kind of bring some value, bro. See what I'm doing and see where I need some help at, and he filling those holes. That's the key to this whole thing. Some people, man, won't even, like, I tell you what, when I'm in real estate, right? I'm doing wholesale deals. If a person that came to me and I'm at one of my properties and say, hey, man, I'm gonna bring you some goodies. You know what I'm saying? So everybody come in and can take something with them, or I'm gonna make sure you know, whatever the case is, it become valuable to me. That person I took under my wing. Like, you know what? I see he really wants it. So let me give him something here and there and see what he does with it.
But
You know?
you hit the key right there, man. See, and that's what I meant when I said earlier is bringing value, because the more attention that I can even say that I've generated from the people who I look up to, it only comes from the more successful that I am. Which is one of the points I want to hit on is sometimes you just got to do it yourself, because the people who doing it, that's what they respect. Because at some point in time, you know, I'm just finding out now, you know, those a lot of these people who we look up to, that lack of, you know, we talked about procrastination, them not procrastinating, them not hesitating and saying, you know what, this is what I want to do. I don't necessarily know all the ways that it is, but let me just keep moving right now. And if I keep doing it and it's attractive and it brings value, then by law of attraction, by universal law, I'm going to attract the attention that I need. I'm going to attract the people that I need. Whether that impact and that relationship get, you know, how close that is, you know, that's for the future to determine. But I attract it by being it, by emitting that energy, by actually, you know, getting out here and doing it. You know, I got into my space off of a book, and then just like, all right, I read on this. Let me go get a job doing this. And I got my own practice, you know, where I'm, you know, doing what I once dreamed of at one point in time, and thought like, man, if I only knew this, I'd be on top of the game. And so now, you know, I know that. I know some of that stuff. So it's like, all right, now let's get on top of the game, bro.
Let's see what my man doing here real quick.
He battering that fish. That's what he's doing.
What's up, Chef?
What's going on with him?
Hey, so I see you dropping in the flour, right? Then you dropping into the
cornmeal. That's what that is.
Cornmeal, and then dropping into the egg, then put it in the grease.
Yeah. So I like to, you know, double coat it. So, you know, start off with a light coat of flour. So dip it in the flour, shake it off a little bit, light coat. Then put it in your egg wash, mustard, a little batter, and then put it in. It can be cornmeal, so I use I do the bag way, but it's like a little Zatarain's pre-mix, like New Orleans fresh fish fry, like you can buy like on the seasoning house. So you can use that, or you can use like cornmeal or something like that, and then just kind of do it in that order, and then just drop it in some hot grease. Make sure your grease hot, and our grease is about hot right now. I don't know if you can hear it, like it's popping in the background.
Oh, I hear it too.
we got the vegetable cooking and stuff right now, so like they just getting soft, making sure they hold on. Come over here, do this like this. So I don't know if you. So these are the vegetables right here outside of the onions.
Yeah, it's going down.
We just want to cook them, so like say they get a little char on them. Like, you know, I don't want to burn them or nothing, but like I do want to make sure like they're soft and they got a little char on them. So they got a little bit of char, so I'm just gonna let them cook down for a little bit more before I add this is the sausage already. They got cooked. Add the onions, and then still got the mushrooms. Still got the mushrooms right there.
Yeah.
And then the crawfish. So I'm about to add the crawfish and with the vegetables after the vegetables cooked down a little bit more, and then I'm cook the onions and everything else. And then the pasta, I got angel hair pasta, so it's only gonna take about 2 to 3 minutes to cook since the water's already boiling. So I'm gonna wait to drop that in there, and then the sauce itself is pretty straightforward too. So we pretty much we get to, you know, the finish line a little bit.
Yeah, man, that's what's up, man. So you got the crawfish already pre-done already.
Yeah. So like it's got it's peeled and everything. So it's just the tails. So it's
Okay.
tails already just.
That looks good there, bro. It's about to go down over there. I know everybody over there waiting on you, bro.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. All right. We me and my boy here. We gonna ride with you. We want to see what's really going on.
Oh yeah. I appreciate y'all, man. You know,
So we make sure you got it right. So you drop them in the flour, right? You take it out and then you put it into the egg, right? And then you drop it into some Zatarain. You said?
Yeah. So and some cornmeal. So like so it's like a Zatarain's like cornmeal fish fry mix. So they use cornmeal and it's really cornmeal and seasoning, but it's just pre-made. So it's already pre-seasoned and everything like that.
Okay.
But it's like a fine cornmeal though.
Man.
And then I just sprinkle something on top just because sometimes it does dry inside the fish, so I just sprinkle a little bit on top just to make sure it's fully coated. You know,
Yeah.
but yeah, the fish is ready. The fish is, the fish, the fish fry probably like about a couple minutes. They don't take too long for that fish to fry.
Yeah. Man. Johnny, what kind of question you got for him, brother?
I'm just observing, brother.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we gotta see we gotta meet up with my man, bro. We gotta see what's going on. So when you throwing the honey on there, man? I don't think you hear me over there.
Oh, say it again.
When you gonna throw the honey? You already put the honey on there?
Yeah, so the honey going last.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a honey butter sauce. Yeah, and that's just going last.
A honey butter sauce.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so who taught you how to cook, man?
I really taught myself, but growing up, so I grew up around mainly women, and so I watched the women that I grew up around cook. My dad used to cook. You know what I'm saying? So I watched them, and then when I got to college, I kind of started. I had to cook. I was forced to cook because I was in college, and I didn't necessarily want to go to like the stuff on campus, and so I started cooking a little bit, and then around my like junior, senior year in college is when I really just started like cooking. Like, okay, I'm getting kind of good at it. So I used to watch like Food Network and stuff like that, like Chopped and Cutthroat Kitchen and all these different things, just so I can just see like, okay, they got all these ingredients. What can they make with this? So like them, I kind of learned from that too. So
Yeah, man, that's all right there, bro. Let me see if I can get my boy Lenny up right quick. I think Lenny's on here. Hold on. See if we can jump on here. So total, what you think that meal run your total? Yeah, I don't think you hear me.
He's in the zone.
Yeah. Hey, Lenny, hold on 1 second, Lenny. I'm gonna send this to you, bro. See if you can log in, man, real quick.
Hey Jay, man, I actually need to hop off here, man. I gotta take care of something. I'm gonna check back in and see what this fish look like.
Okay. All right, brother. We'll holler at you in a minute.
Yes, sir. Later on, man.
Appreciate you. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So as you guys can see, man, he over here cooking some fish. He putting it down here, man. Let me show y'all some of the other meals that he got going on. Let me see here. This is from his Facebook here. But yeah, it's going down. Right. Man, that's crazy right there. What's that? Lobster in there, man? Pineapple? Man, that's what's up right there. What's up, Jack? Yeah, the fish do sound good too, boy. I tell you. That fish do sound good. When you got the steak jumping off. Man, look at that, man. Overloading the plate. That cooking is a passion. You know, you gotta have a passion for that stuff, man. Sound, man. Man, look how the eggs in between the Eggs in between. I ain't never seen that before, but I guess a good idea though. Man, you got that fish on top of that rice, on top of them shrimp. Yeah. Y'all need to check him out, man. He's the bomb, man. He doing his thing for sure. Young cat, man, coming up. Hold on, I ain't see that part. I ain't see that one. Man, look at that. Man, we got to get us a studio quick, man. We got to get him over here. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you on that. Let me see here. Yeah, we the last man standing. So why let me see. Yeah, he catered too. He catered too. He just starting out, so he's trying to get it all together now. See, the fish don't take that long. So I see he dropped it in the flour, right? Then he took it out, he put it in the egg. Yeah, he seasoned the eggs up and all that stuff, man. Then he took it out and dropped it in some Zata ranch. he did that to it, and I guess once he come out of it, when he put it in the grease or whatever the case is, about and throw some honey on it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he doing his thing. It's gonna be hard to watch all this and not eat enough before I shut it down. Got that grease popping over there though.
Yeah, man, I'm about to, you know what I'm saying?
You about to go down.
Put y'all over here a little bit so you can see. I know this shit up. Let me see.
You got the crawfish that's gonna go in the crawfish too, right? You said that's going in what now? Is that going
So the crawfish, so all that stuff is going in the pasta.
pasta? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So this onion right here, you just want to make sure the onion get a little soft. Because don't nobody really like to no crunchy onion inside the pasta. Me personally, I don't.
You want that?
But you don't want to burn them or nothing, though. So like, I mean, if you don't watch them, they'll turn brown real quick on you. So
Yeah. So you just try to make it what translucent a little bit.
yeah, it's a little translucent. Make sure they're just soft. Just a little soft. Not like extra soft. Like you don't gotta just all the way cook them, but just soft enough to go inside the pasta.
Oh, you need to get a cooking show, man. You need to get a cooking show on the podcast, man.
So that right there. So we can go ahead and just start dropping out here. So the mushroom, the onion getting a little soft. So we're gonna add the mushroom in there. It don't take mushroom that long to cook down, so just add in there so it can get a little soft too. Get a little,
So you break them all up, then, huh?
Yeah. So y'all break machine got to chop them. They already soft, so they baby bella mushroom, so
Yeah.
they're already real soft. So I just break them up with my hand before I put them in there.
Yeah.
And I just let them cook down with the onions. Keep cooking down a little bit.
Yeah, man. Hey, I was just saying, bro. We gotta get you a cooking show on the network, bro. I said we gotta get you a cooking show on the network. You gotta tell. You fell off. That's crazy. You gotta log back in. Let's give him a moment, see if he log back in. Hey man, so you guys you guys want to be in, man, I'm gonna give you guys a link. Go on my Facebook or go on YouTube, go to Mid City Network or go to Mid City Network on Facebook. Come on, log in, man. Let's chop it up a little bit. Probably be on another 15 minutes or so. Now I gotta shut it down. Well, while we got this little break here, man, so we have, if you guys are interested in real estate and wholesaling real estate, we have a free mentorship this Thursday from 5:30 to 6:30. It'll be every single week. It don't cost you a dime, and we teach you a game about real estate investing, from wholesaling to subject to land contract to some commercial to master lease option to rent a home to buying land, all that good stuff, and little to no money out of pocket in buying these real estate. So, if you get a chance, DM me your information, your email address. Matter of fact, you can go right on my Facebook and hit the link, the Zoom link, and then it'll have you ready to rock. Go ahead.
Hey,
All right, man.
sorry about
All
that,
right.
man. My other phone died, so I had to reconnect on this
It's all good. It's all good. Yeah.
one. It's,
So run it down to us again. What are you cooking again?
huh?
What are you cooking again?
So I'm doing the mushrooms, crawfish, and peppers, and then I'm doing the catfish. I don't necessarily have to do the bread. The bread is just a little extra thing, but I'll do the catfish, uh, and then the Mardi Gras pasta.
Mardi Gras pot.
So the onion and mushroom. I'm about to prop back up in a second. The onion and mushroom combination done. So now
So,
really, we're just about to cook the shrimp in this. You gotta cook the shrimp and then cook the what's that, the catfish.
okay.
And so
So what's the difference between a Mardi Gras pasta? Is that the name of it, or the way
say it
is that the name of it, or is that just the way that you cook it? You say
what, like the Mardi
yeah,
Gras?
pasta, yeah.
That's it's kind of a name of it. So, like, I mean, if you go to Papados, they got their own Mardi Gras pasta, and then like if you look it up, it's really just like a pasta with sausage and shrimp and
Yeah,
like and peppers in it. So like the basic Mardi Gras pasta has sausage, shrimp, and peppers in it.
yeah.
But I call it like Eazy's Mardi Gras pasta because I put my own little twist on it and stuff.
Mm, okay, okay.
So
Have you got your website and all that stuff up yet, or you still working on that right now?
so the website is still under development. I do have a site, but it's still under development right now. Uh, but I do have a site that I want to get. So that's like so, and I heard a lot of people on the call talk about they work with small businesses and things like that, and that's kind of like I definitely want to try to network with some of those folks because I mean that's really where I'm at now. Like I have the experience, like I know what I need to do, but as far as like just I guess solidifying that experience or reinforcing it with somebody that's actually in the field. I have non-field experience, and so I guess I'll just need that field experience to take myself to the next level
Yeah,
as far as organization and everything.
yeah. But, you working hard, man. The key to this thing, man, is get started, man. You know what I'm saying? Just get moving, man. Get the saves in place. Before you know it, you'll have your whole audience ready to rock with you. You know what I'm saying? Take nothing but a minute.
Yeah,
Like we have about 6,000 people. That's about 7,000, I guess, on like the private Facebook. But then we own like about 10 different platforms too. And then everybody is gonna repost it and stuff like this. So it's gonna get in front of some people, man. What you're doing. So yeah, you never know, man.
yeah,
We put together something, man, where you can do something maybe once a week or so, man, for about an hour, cook some good food, man.
yeah,
Step out there.
yeah, man. So yeah. I'm definitely ready, man.
Yeah, it's going down.
Um,
Yeah, his phone keep dropping on him. Yeah, I know that house is smelling good right now. That's real talk, boy. Man. I need to be on where he at, man. I can't wait to see the end result of it, though. That's what I'm looking for. The end result. You gotta call us back. Also, too, man, we have on the network. You go to YouTube and pull up Mid City Network YouTube page, man. Like, share, subscribe. You see the shows that we have on there. I do the podcast we have on there. Yeah, we had a great show today. So you got a little man up, huh? Check that out. So you cater too, right? So if you do some catering, right?
Wait, say it again?
So you do some catering? You cater as well?
Oh, you said catering?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I do catering. So I do weddings, baby showers, office parties, and small events like brunches or girls' nights, games nights, bachelor's parties. I do everything.
How do they reach out to you?
Huh?
How do they get in contact with you?
Wait, say it again?
How do they get in contact with you?
Oh, okay. Oh, contact?
Yeah.
So you can email me at thaeazychef@gmail.com. So thaeazychef@gmail.com or on Instagram at thaeazychef or my personal Instagram, Joshua Lawrence Mitchell. So I post. I'm trying to post more on my The Easy Chef Instagram, but I just get more traction on my personal page, so I just post there for now. And also on Facebook, so Joshua Chef Eazy Mitchell, or Josh Chef Eazy Mitchell. And those would be the names from Facebook, Instagram, and then my email.
No. Yeah. Jan said, "Bet the house feels so good right now." You got the moon sauce. You got you got the shrimp jumping off the crawfish. You got the honey fried fish. The pasta going at the same time. Yeah, it's going down over there. It's really going down over there. Man, them big boys too. Some big slabs of fish too, man. Where you get your fish from? Boy doing his thing, man. Y'all shoot me some comments, man. Let's talk, man. Where you get your fish from, Chef? Man, I want to thank everybody that tuned in today, man. This definitely was one Man. Shout out to my guy from Saginaw who lives in Nevada, Vegas. Where you get your fish from? Yeah, he can't hear me. Man, I don't know nothing about that kind of food cooking, man. We gotta get us a cooking channel going on around here, man. Where you pick up your fish from?
Say again?
Where did you get your fish from?
It's that where the what from?
Where you go pick? Where did you buy your fish from?
Oh, fish. So I got it from Tom Thon.
Okay.
Tom Thon.
Maybe I'm.
They some pretty big catfish too. Like I wasn't expecting them to be this big, but like they got some pretty big, decent sized catfish fillets.
Yeah. One thing I noticed though too is that as he cook, he's cleaning too. That's a huge thing. That's pretty big. Man, my text messages are big. Hey man, y'all leave me a comment, man. Let's talk, man. Y'all got me up this time now. I'm trying to entertain. Yeah, that's what's up right there, bro.
Oh yeah. You get the catfish, all the catfish done, man. So really everything done. Really, I'm just about to start assembling the pasta itself. Well, I gotta do the sauce for the pasta, but that's gonna be real quick. So I'm about to just wipe this stuff up real quick, and then you're gonna go ahead and get on that. The assembly.
Yeah, so again, guys, so we have quite a few different shows, man, on the network, man. So, so tomorrow, man, we'll be doing a real estate aholics. We have a couple of great real estate investors, and we'll be talking about some real estate, man. Tomorrow at 6:30 Central Standard. And then this Friday, with Thursday, we have the mentorship. You guys want to learn a little bit about real estate? We have a free link. Go on my Facebook, man, and look at the free link that we have registered for it. And we'll teach you guys a little bit about real estate. And it's going to be every single week. We're going to have a different topic on real estate. Also, we have the RIA this Saturday at 10 o'clock. We have real estate investment RIA. It's totally free. Look on Facebook and fill that up as well. Become a member of that as well. We're just trying to bring value to you guys, man.
All right. I'm about to switch back on my other phone because the audio, the speaker on this phone is kind of bad. That's why I ain't been able to hear you like that. But
Okay.
got a little juice now.
much. I'm about to.
Sterling, what's up, Sterling? Sterling, man, over here, he over here cooking up some stuff over here, bro. Calvin, what's up, brother? You see this cat over here cooking up, man? He throwing down over here, bro.
All right. All right, so we just about done. Everybody that's still involved, just about to clean up just a little bit.
Everybody say they ready for a plate, man.
Say it again?
Everybody said that they ready for a plate.
Oh yeah. Okay. I'm about to put these plates together right here.
They want to go. They want to come pick up a plate.
Oh, pick up. Oh, I mean, they gonna be here. I mean, I ain't finna eat all this by myself. So, oh, got a little out of hand. All right. Cool. All right. All right. All right, so for the pasta sauce, it's really just butter, Parmesan. So I got to mix it like Parmesan and Asiago cheese, and then heavy whipping cream.
Wow.
Yes. Just let the butter melt first. I'm about to
And you said that's for the pasta, huh?
Yeah, so for the pasta sauce, yeah. So I'm gonna let the butter melt right here. Just add the cream in there, and then add the cheese.
This reality TV, man. There's a squirrel in the house, man.
So that right there. And then for our for the honey butter glaze, so for the fish, we're just about to melt some butter real quick, mix it with some honey, and then do that right there.
Man. So you're doing honey butter glaze fish, right? You got
Yeah.
cut crawfish and all that good stuff in the pasta. You got shrimp jumping off as well. It's going down over there, man. That house smelling real good right now. You're gonna get this recipe from me too, so we know how to do this, man. Yeah, he definitely caters too.
Wait, say it again?
They actually do you cater.
Oh, cater. Oh, yeah. For sure. I did a little baby shower not too long ago for 30 people. You know, it was real good. Had a nice, diverse little buffet style situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I got a wedding coming up next year. So a wedding for like about 200 people coming up.
Man.
Yeah.
200? What's the maximum amount of people that you cook for like that? What's the biggest group?
So right now I would say 200. So that's, I mean, I agree good because like I mean I feel like I can do it and I'm trying to grow right now, but the most before the 200 one probably is like 50 I think that I've done.
Yeah.
So, but it's really no limit. I mean I
a solid team and everything like that. And so, you know, whatever needs to be done, we'll make sure it gets done.
Yeah.
All right, so I butter melted a little bit in the pot. So we're gonna have the cream.
That's that whooping cream.
So heavy whipping cream. Heavy whipping
Yeah.
cream. Mm-hmm. This is our cheese right here. So,
What kind of cheese is that? Okay.
So it's Parmesan and Romano. Yeah. So it's a Parmesan and Romano cheese blend.
Okay.
So it's like it's Italian. You know, pasta is, you know, Italian by heart, by nature. You know what I'm saying? Like it's an Italian dish. And so even though it is like a Cajun pasta, like a Mardi Gras pasta, you still want to use some of those Italian cheeses and flavors in there. So we got a butter right here. I'm gonna grab the honey. I'm just gonna mix this up together.
Same. Man, it's going down, man. So we're gonna get the recipe from him, so you guys can try this at home.
Sir.
Don't eat your fingers, man.
So this is the little honey butter glaze right here. So I just did the butter, added the honey in there, and then just added our seasonings up in there. And then just want to stir it.
That's the icing on the cake right there.
Yeah. Stir it till it's real. Got a nice little glaze-like consistency, so you just have to really stir it up in there so the butter and the honey can mesh real good. Like I'm saying, for the seasoning, just did like some cayenne pepper, a little Tony Chachere's, just to balance out the sweetness of the honey, because the honey is gonna be a little sweet, so you just want to balance it out with some of those spicier flavors.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's good right there. Like it's like a little, you know, it's good right there. And so last piece right here is our little pasta sauce. So it's still cooking right there. About to add our cheese in there.
Man, we need our sample. We need a sample of this right now, bro. That's wow. But yeah, so y'all got to go ahead and book him, man. He can do this at your, at the next event. You guys are on this call, man. Y'all got to talk to me. Go ahead and join our Patreon, guys, for more exclusive content. Join that bad boy. We have it on there as low as, I think it's $20 lowest, and the highest is $100 on a monthly basis. Everything you need to know about real estate, business, life insurance, all that good stuff. Patreon.
So got a little bubble action right here. I don't know if y'all can see that, but it's a little bubble action, so that means that's good.
So when you get the bubble, that means you Gucci.
Hey, that means go ahead and drop that cheese in there. Because you want the cheese to kind of melt a little bit, so melt as soon as it get up in there, so it can, like, when it's melting, it can be real consistent, and it can be real, to make the pasta thicker, and it ain't gonna be lumpy. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's cold, melt the cheese, it's gonna be bumpy as you're trying to, because it ain't gonna melt as quick. But you put that cheese in there, just stir it a little bit, stir while it's melting, just stir it. You can kind of feel it like just getting thicker. So put the rest of that cheese in there. Just stir. And this is our Alfredo pasta sauce. So I mean that's really it. Like the stuff that come in a jar and all that stuff. That's really the Alfredo pasta sauce.
Homemade pasta.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, so let's turn it down a little bit. That's looking good right there. Just gonna stir that, make sure everything melted. It's real nice consistency. Cool. And now we're just gonna season it a little bit with some of our Cajun seasonings. Of course, this one. All right, so of course you got your Tony Saturates.
Yeah.
A little bit of Tony up in there. A little bit of black pepper. I feel like black pepper is slept on, but
Yeah. You gotta have that in there though.
And cayenne pepper. See me, I'm the type of dude that like spicy food. So a lot of the food that a lot of people might eat for me, like it'll be, what I'm saying. I try to make it not all the way spicy, but I just sometimes get a little heavy handed with the cayenne sometimes.
Get that spice going on, huh?
Yeah. All right, and so it should be a real smooth consistency. So now just stirring it. I don't know if y'all can see that right there, but now just stirring all that shit, stirring all that up in this nice little Cajun cream sauce. All right, that's good. All right, that's good right there. So now we're probably gonna just add our pasta up in there, the actual pasta. And so the pasta that I'm using is angel hair pasta. So a lot of people use like fettuccine and maybe sometimes like spaghetti and stuff like that. But I like to use angel hair because it's thinner. You know what I'm saying? Like you get more on the fork, and it just goes well with my Mardi Gras pasta.
Angel hair, super thin.
Super thin, yes sir, yes sir. Just break that up in there. That's good.
Man,
I need something else.
Who I got ride with me?
Trying to break up that pasta a little bit. It was sitting there for a second, so pasta kind of get a little in itself. So just gotta break that up a little bit.
Yeah, it's hot too. Coming off that bad boy. Yeah, buddy, it's going down. Little man over there, he ready to eat, bro.
Oh yeah, no. Hey.
But I wouldn't know how to do that at all, bro. They do the pasta and sauce, bro. I wouldn't know where to begin with that.
Yeah.
I learned something today.
So it's just what I do. I mean, some people, they got different techniques and approaches. I mean, some people put the pasta inside the sauce and things like that. But I like the sauce to really be, mixed in with the pasta. Like that there. So it's an actual. I don't like it like a pasta sauce. Like a lot of times people just pour it on top, and it's just. Yeah, it's cool, but it ain't really on this pasta. Like the pasta that's where the sauce and everything is supposed to go. It's a little bit of cayenne right there. So right there, so just make sure all that is up in there real good. All right. So the pasta is pretty much done. So this is the pasta. The pasta by itself, I mean, honestly, if you didn't have no meat or nothing in here, you probably could eat this as is, but just because the flavor that's in there. So that's that. So now turn that down. I'm gonna add a little bit more of this on here, and then I'm about to start adding in all of our mixes, all the mixes. So
The pet milk.
So we got some diced tomatoes.
Oh, okay.
This is put that in there a little bit. That's a splash. Crawfish mix up in there.
I'm y'all big time. Oh man, that look all right there, bro. That's that crawfish and the seafood. The shrimp.
This the crawfish, the
mushrooms,
onion, the peppers, the mushroom, and the mushroom.
Man, that's why you call it the Cajun pasta. There, I
Yeah.
get it.
So you're getting a lot. Like with every bite, like you're gonna have some type of meat or vegetable in each bite. You know what I'm saying? Like it's very flavorful, even without seasoning. So like even if I didn't put no seasoning in here, it's flavorful without the seasoning because you have all the peppers. You have the crawfish and the flavor from the shrimp and everything. All the flavors kind of work together already. So like I say, even here, like we could stop here and this could be it. This could be the Mardi Gras pasta with your crawfish and everything else, right? But we're not gonna stop here because we're a little extra. I like to be extra, so All right, so that's mixed in there real good. So now, boom, that's in there.
Man, that's crazy. Yeah, just that alone, that's a meal right there, bro. Just that alone right there. That's crazy.
We got our sausage. So andouille sausage, throw that on there.
I forgot about that sausage though. So that's the doodle sausage that you cooked up early.
Yes, sir, yes, sir. Boom. So the sausage on there. All right. All right, now we got the shrimp.
Wait. Dang.
I don't play too many games or a couple games. I don't play too many of them, man.
Yeah, you went in, bro. You went in. Dang, bro.
Then the shrimp. So you need to put the shrimp on top. I like this. So I'm just going. How many shrimp it is? I'm just gonna put the shrimp on. I'm just gonna put the shrimp in there in between. Yeah. Just because it is so many. And the shrimp does have a tail on it. That's really for presentation purposes. I mean, if I was just cooking this for the family and we just eating it, I would take the tail off the shrimp. Really, because that's just I don't know. I just feel like the tail interrupts the eating process. Like I'm trying to just scarf down this pasta, but I gotta wait and take the tail off the shrimp. So, usually I like to take the tail off, but that right there. So that's the shrimp right there.
Put that camera on that bad boy, bro. Let me see what's going on at the top of that boy.
Yeah, we finna get right over there. Hold on. So what? So now some.
Man, he got crawfish, shrimp, bouillon, sauces in there. That's going down. Onions. What's that you put on there?
So this is green onion right here.
Green onion.
Green onion. Just a little bit right there. And then the last thing, we chopped up some parsley, so we're just gonna sprinkle just a little bit of parsley. I don't like put too much parsley because I feel like I ain't trying to really take away from like the actual food that's there, but just a little parsley, right? So that's it right there. All right. So look, I'm about to move this camera so y'all can see it. This pasta.
I'm gonna give you the full screen too. You got the full screen.
All right, bet. All right. Can I turn my camera around or no? No.
Yeah, you should be too.
I'm not even seeing the option. Oh, here we go. Back camera. All right.
Man, come on, bro.
Yes.
Yeah, that's big.
Right there. So you got your crawfish, your shrimp, sausage, peppers.
Man, boy, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah. All right.
It looks super delicious.
That's everything right there, man. So that's just the top.
Man, that's what's up right there, bro. Yeah. That's definitely pasta for sure.
Yeah, Rasta, my boy, Rasta pasta. yeah.
For sure.
Mardi Gras pasta.
Yeah, buddy.
All right.
I gotta go to New Orleans. They cooking like that, bro. I need to go see what's going on.
The thing is, even if you go to the city, I mean, ain't nobody really cooking how I'm cooking out here. You feel me? That's just, I mean, they cooking good out there. They cooking good out there, but you know. So my little nephew right here trying to grab the food. Watch out, bro. So now just the fish, right? So now I'm about to just toss the fish. I'm about to just glaze the fish, and now with honey butter little situation. So I'm gonna put this fish in.
So he got some filet of fish, some big boys. He about to that bad boy.
Yeah.
Honey glaze.
I'm gonna put it on this cutting board.
His name was Chef Eazy. Reach out to him, man, on Facebook, all the social media accounts, man. Look at some of the dishes that he's done. His thing. Yes, it's super delicious.
Alright, so I'm just setting up this little board. I'm just gonna put the fish on this cutting board and then just glaze it like that. So just gonna do it like that. Alright. So I did the fish 2 ways. So I got 4 pieces of fish that I did 2 ways. One is just fried golden, and the other way is fried hard. So I know some people like their fish fried hard, and so you'll be able to tell the difference when you look at them. It's hot, boy. Boy, the fish hot. All right, cool.
Man, it's crazy there, guys. I appreciate you guys rocking with us so late, man. It won't be vain.
All right, couple more seconds. Do this right here. Yeah, I appreciate y'all for sure. It's my first time doing something like this, man. So I'm all over the place, but it's a little bit just kind of.
Yeah, but you maybe just like do it though, man. Get yourself out there, man. You're in front of people you probably wouldn't normally been in front of, but now everybody get to see what you do, man. So they got something going on. People reach out to you. Oh,
Yeah.
man, them two huge ones right there, bro.
So let me see. You see that?
Yeah, buddy.
All right. So that's the fish. So you see the darker fish on
Yeah.
the side. I mean on the right side on this side. So this is fish that's fried hard. It's a little darker, and then you got the golden brown fish. I mean the golden fish right there on the side. I don't know.
Yeah, that's perfect there. Man, he dropped off again, guys. He about to finish. He about to finish here in a few minutes. So just kind of stick with us, hang out with us for a few more minutes here, and we're gonna shut it down.
I'm bad, man. Somebody called me, and I guess it.
That's all good. I did it again. We didn't roll too long for it to conk out on us now, guys. We got to see the finishing touches on this.
My bad. So
No,
we
it's all
good.
good. Yep.
All right. Cool. All right, so we got our glaze right here. Don't don't judge my Christmas bowl. You feel me? You know, but I like to multi-purpose. You know, so
Nah, man, it's all good, man. It's all good.
we getting close to the season anyway. So so what we're gonna do is we just glazing it, right? So we're just gonna
Put that drizz on that joint.
yeah.
Woo-wee.
So that right there.
Wow, bro, that's wild, man.
Got the little thing, just gonna rub that in.
Man, I'm hungry, bro.
You
I'm hungry, bro.
know. Got some extra drizzle right there. Just make sure we cover the whole thing. You know. Just put that on there. And usually I probably just toss it regular, but you know, I want to give you guys a little, you know what I'm saying, so y'all can see the actual glaze on there.
Yeah.
Right? So yeah. So now when you bite, so we seasoned it real good. So you know the seasoning already there. So whenever you bite, you taste like that butter, the honey butter glaze on there. You know, damn, what the like what is it?
Yes, sir.
That's glaze right there. And then where the rest of where I put the rest of it? I probably use all of it. Anyway, I was gonna put some more parsley on top. I mean, but really, that's it right here. So,
Man.
it's the glazed fish, and that's that. I mean, now I can just put something together, assemble a plate, or I can just kind of show you. Actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring the what you call it over here, the pasta over here, so you can just see everything.
Okay. Okay.
So,
All right.
made a little mess with this glaze, just a little.
Man, this been the treat, man, to see this, man. You putting this together. You know what I'm saying? From nothing really. You know what I'm saying? It made a whole meal out of it. Made 2-3 meals off of it. so this is dope, man.
Let's wipe that off real quick. Business. All right. All right.
I hope you guys got the recipe, man. Jeamain and Jazz, we're gonna come down here. Y'all gonna do the recipe, right? Man, I hope you can put together the recipe, man. So I can show everybody, man.
Shit.
We can't hear you. Can't hear you. Man, that's all right there, bro. Man, the computers is messing up and the phones are messing up right now.
All right. I'm trying to show y'all the French powder, man. This just gave me all the issues and problems. All right, so there we go right there.
Wow.
So this our pasta again, our Rasta pasta.
Wow.
And that's our
honey
butter catfish right there.
Honey butter catfish.
Yeah.
They say great job, man. Look like perfection, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Man. What you want to say to the people, bro?
Oh shit, hold on. I'm gonna turn this camera back around real quick. Hold on. So I mean, honestly, I appreciate y'all for tuning in, locking in with me. You know, I know I probably don't know a lot of y'all personally, so you know, it's always good just be able to share my craft, my passion with the world, and have people just have it resonate with people and everything. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad y'all liked it. You know, I'm gonna put together a plate and then take a picture, and then I'm gonna, of course, post a picture and everything on my social media platforms and stuff. So, follow me on there at thaeazychef. Follow me, Joshua Lawrence Mitchell, and then I might change my username to I don't know, but follow me on Instagram, Joshua Lawrence Mitchell, Facebook, Josh Chef Eazy Mitchell, and other platforms. But you get on one and you'll find them all, right? So, so thank y'all again, man. And yeah, I'm here. I'm in Dallas, in the Grand Prairie area, but I service the whole Dallas. So catering, plates, what I'm saying, private dining experiences. Like you got you and your significant other, y'all want a little private dining experience, or a little girls' night, games night, like anything culinary. I probably can put my hands on it, right? So
absolutely. Well, I definitely, man. You guys didn't get that. We will definitely shoot you guys all this information as well, man. But listen, we gotta support each other, man. This is how we go about doing it. Also, man, I would like to get you on the network too to do some different things, man. So this is the first of many. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do some stuff for sure, man. Yeah, yeah, you put it down, bro. You put it down. You definitely gifted for sure. I'm looking at your Facebook and you got a lot of stuff on you. I'm like, man, yeah, you go down through there, man. So, man, salute to you, man. What's the name of your company?
So Eazy Cuisine Catering. So I have a few of them, but the one that I operate under for cooking is Eazy Cuisine Catering.
Eazy Cuisine Catering.
Eazy Cuisine Catering, yes sir.
No. So you guys got anything going on, man? You gotta holler at him, man. Tell him Jay sent you, and get you on the small business stand up so you can kind of talk to them about different things about what's going on in your business and stuff like that. And we got investors on there too, man. Somebody see what you're doing, they like what you're doing, you invest some money.
Don't never turn down no free money, man.
Absolutely, man. OPM, brother. OPM.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, salute to you, brother.
All right, bro. Yes, sir. Thank you for having me, boss.
No problem, brother. All right, we'll holler in a minute. All right.